welcome to Outlaw Radio, Hump Day Edition, Wednesday night. Oh, watch your mouth. That's the name of the show tonight. Coincidentally, watch your mouth. It's a whole lot to talk about tonight. What can I say? The bullshit is real. If it ain't one thing, it's another. Man, one of those kinds of episodes. So, welcome to the show. There's a number attached to the show, and you might want to get in on this conversation. 262-202-5131. And we have a chat room. So share the show. Get in on the show. It's Outlaw Radio. I'm not alone. My co-host has arrived. Mr. Carter, how you doing tonight, my brother?
Hey, man, I'm right on time. How y'all doing out there? Welcome to Outlaw Radio, where we talk that talk and we definitely walk that walk. Raising vibrations and elevating thought. Y'all better come on in. I'm trying to tell you, check this out, man. Look, I got this spot called House of Vitality. If you ain't been there, you gotta get there. You know what I mean? If you ain't tasted this tea, you better come taste it. You know what I'm talking about? I got this hot elderberry tea. Man, I'm telling you, it's going to bring life to you. Come holler at the kid, man. Like we said, welcome to Outlaw Radio.
And, it's that season. So, you get congested, we get coughs, the weather changes. It's a perfect time to see my man's about the elderberry and how to build up your immune system. And on top of that, he's a Black entrepreneur, right? So why wouldn't you support him? Get down to the Sherman Phoenix ASAP, man. Kamar. I stumble up on things sometimes. Sometimes I say things, and then the shit ends up coming. Even it just starts to just get wings. We're gonna get on that tonight, but people understand the show's on Mondays and Wednesdays. There's a million ways you can see the show. We actually have a YouTube page. There's an Outlaw Radio Facebook page. There's my personal page, and there is the People's News Network on Facebook. A lot of people are members of that group, but they don't even understand its connection to Outlaw Radio. So if you're in that group, and there's a lot of platforms, in that group. Like I've allowed it's evolved, and I say I allow because I'm the chief admin. I just made it a place where people can just put their content. Like I'm not even tripping on, I got a podcast. Nobody else shouldn't hear but mine. Anybody, man, go for what you know. Information is the greatest thing. So Mondays and Wednesdays, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Share the show, whatnot. Watch your mouth, man. We have discussed. The power of words. We did a show called Fighting Words, right? We talked about now, especially some shit you say can get you crossed up, right? And then on the other hand, everybody has their opinion now, and people are free to express themselves however they see fit. And so it can get you in trouble, but sometimes it grows into greater issues, man. I said 2023 was the year of the male schmuck. Men have been punched all upside their head this year in terms of us taking L's. Masculinity being assaulted. People say they're trying to emasculate us. I don't know if I always agree that they're trying to necessarily emasculate us, but I definitely think it's an attack on masculinity. Ladies, if you feel the need to chime in, please do. The number is 262-202-5131. Now, what am I talking about? Will Smith's assistant has came out. And Kamar, I don't even know if this is true, but the saddest part about what he said was he was murdering him. He had him bent over the couch. He was murdering him. He was killing him. I said, whoa, that's too much. It didn't need to go there. People say, well, how is that an attack on all men? Will Smith has just been the poster boy for, and this dude's supposedly really close to him, around for years, right? Okay, so Will Smith bent over on the couch, get murdered. I'm sorry. He didn't have to say that. He said, I walked in on him. He had him bent on the couch. He was killing him. He was murdering him. And I'm like, damn. Did you see any of this shit, or was you too busy today, man?
No, I ain't see that, man.
Oh my gosh, man. Oh my gosh. It's his
I heard a little
assistant.
bit on. I heard him talking about it on the radio, and they were saying that somebody just came out. What I heard was they were saying that somebody just came out and it was like it ain't true. But then I'm like, shit. What else is they gonna say? You know what I mean? Like they gonna say, oh yeah, it was true.
And Will said it was only that one time.
You know what I mean? So like, what you
Woo!
expecting to say?
Listen, this is pivotal because this gay there's a paranoia now for black men, like, because I guess the undercover gay dude has created this kind of like, you never know. And so they accuse everybody of being gay, right? Like every celebrity, every famous person. They said Obama was a crackhead, smoking, getting topped off last month. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. I don't know if this is true. I don't know if this is true about Will Smith. It's just his close assistant who was there. They were like friends for years, like years.
Yeah, but that don't mean. But you know that don't necessarily mean he telling the truth either.
Okay.
Just because he was with
Thank
him,
you.
you know what I mean? It's a hell of a story to make up, you know what I mean?
It's just wild.
Yeah. You know.
He did. I mean, and why people say, well, this happens every day.
I
Kevin,
tell
what's
you one
wild about
thing.
this?
Hey, I'll tell you one thing, better him than me.
Oh my gosh, yes, I couldn't agree with you more, right? I mean, but okay, so people say, so what? Right? So what? Right? This is like, people say, so what? Okay. This happens every day. But it's, to me, just the way Will Smith has kind of come from being this A-list good guy actor who was funny, who was, could rap, he one of the golden age top hip hop artists, right? Like parents don't just don't understand.
Yeah,
And
because he brought all that acting out for the rappers. He opened the door for all that
yeah,
shit.
yeah, he come through with it. And so and then he becomes this huge
You
movie star,
know?
$20
Yeah,
million
he
a
did.
film. And
Right.
he's in this relationship with this woman, and I don't know the ins and outs of their relationship. From where I'm at, which is way in the back, it looks like a kind of weirdo situation to me, even a tad bit toxic. And a lot of us are in these kinds of relationships, though, Kamar. This ain't just because they rich.
Mhm.
This is not just because they're rich. People say, well, they
Right.
rich. That's what rich people do. And this is on, they're black. So they're black. So I mean, but the gay thing, like how normalized is homosexuality really? Because it's still a scandal when you find out somebody's gay.
But you know, right, it is. But you know, let's look back though. Think back when we was younger and coming up, or maybe not even too much younger, but you would always hear about how that shit is like that. You know what I mean? In Hollywood or whatever. You know, you used to
Right.
hear stories and shit like that. It's like we really shouldn't even be surprised when we do
You
hear the
would think
shit.
that. You would think that,
You
but it's
know what I
surprising.
mean? But,
It's
but,
surprising
but
though.
it is when you hear it. When you hear
You're like, what?
that.
Well, he said he was
And
murdering him.
hey, you get that tea, you know what I mean? That dopamine go to flowing and shit.
Man. Chat room on deck. Tiarsha Arthur says, good evening. Kevin Kamar and the Outlaw Radio family. Steve Jesse, brother Shay and Kruma from Frontline Black News, and my brother Shabaka St. Cor. Man, holler at them people. She said, Kevin, your sign says tonight at 7:30 and Thursday. No, it won't be no Thursday show. That's a faux pas. I just grabbed a random video and threw it up. So it might have to run. That's why I gave the schedule at the beginning of the show. It's Mondays and Wednesdays. But thank you, Tiarsha, for being receptive. She said, Kamar, what days are you open? She said, I remember Saturday.
Yep, Tuesday through
What?
Saturday, 11
Okay.
o'clock to 7 o'clock.
Okay. Okay,
Tuesday
there you
through
go.
Saturday, 11 o'clock to 7 o'clock. You catch me there between 11 and 2.
Okay.
But Saturdays, I don't get there till about 2. So
If they lucky.
Saturdays, my schedule flew.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm
She said
just
that
saying that because
assistant.
a lot of people come. You know, now I was saying I like to say when I'm gonna be there though, because a lot of people come and they be looking for me. You know what I'm saying? So that's when you'll find me there. Otherwise, my daughter will be
Okay.
there.
She said that assistant is talking crazy because he's unemployed. Maybe so. That's a weird. You know what? I've been mad at some partners before. I done got into it with some homies, right? I done
That's a
got
fucked
into it
up
with the
shit.
homie where we didn't get along, right? But I never went and said, man, that's what, you know what? One time I busted in the room when dudes back there getting bent over the
Killing
couch,
him,
getting murdered.
murdering you.
He said he's killing him.
And that was a hell of a choice of words to use, too. You know
It's
what I mean?
man.
Like, dog, you sat there and examined how it was going down. Like you examined the severity. You know, hey,
Oh my
look, as soon
goodness.
as you see a motherfucker pants down, oh shit, close that motherfucking door. You know what I
Right.
mean?
He's hammering him, man. This is just it's too wild. And you wish you could
Hey, he
unhear
was
it.
in.
Like I wish I could
It sounded
unhear
like
it. I
he was
can't.
in awe. It sounded like he was in awe.
He seemed to be impressed. Like, man, he was like, wow, okay. He said,
He was handling his business.
I see you, Dion. He said, what to do, gang, gang. Eagle Eyes, what up, my brother? Y'all shout out to Eagle Eyes Shaw, Eagle Eyes Security LLC. Eagle Eyes do everything. He do everything. What doesn't he do, right? She said they said years ago was Will Smith and Dwayne Martin had sex, but the assistant is mad because he got fired. Watch he get sued where Jada said we're suing. She said we suing on TMZ. Well, what it do, man? How you doing tonight?
I'm good, man. You know, my kids is about 80%, so it's been a couple tiring days, but they on the incline, so I'm glad about that. And then, you know, Thursdays is my favorite day of the week at work because I'm only on the phones half the day. So, you know, I made it through the hard part of the week. The rest of this shit is coasting.
Okay. Will Smith was bent over a couch getting murdered. That's what his assistant said. He said he was killing him. Time out. This is too much. Listen, man. You got Joe Smith and his oh my gosh, and then his wife goes over. We talked about Joe Smith, who found out, you know, former first pick in the NBA. His wife has an OnlyFans page. Okay, so what? Turns out she's a former adult star. Next thing you know, she's on Cam and Mace's show giving Cam a massage, right? And I look on Mediatek, they said she got a movie coming out with a midget. I'm just like, man, 2023 is the year of the sucker, man. We looking like super busterish right now, man. It's crazy, man. Yeah. It's crazy, man. It's so much. Yeah.
Hey, Kev, I gotta go. I gotta say, man, you know what I mean? It just says a lot about them. You know, the brothers sound like they stand up. They doing what they supposed to do. You know what I mean? And these women and this is what's going on a lot of the time too. A lot of women is getting these men, you know what I mean? And then they plan they sell themselves out like that. You know, showing their own ass.
Here's the deal. Let me approach it. Kamar. Shout out to Ruben Anderson. Yes, sir. How you doing, my brother? Ascot Jones. She's for the streets like red lights. Shout out to Ascot. That's my cousin. Actually, Ascot is the one who done the Outlaw Radio logo years and years ago. Yeah, so shout out to fam. You know, a little tinkering by myself, but he had the original of it. So. But okay, so Kamar, I hear you. It says a lot about them, but it also shows the consequences of being a cake for the wrong woman. See,
well, you don't know
individuals
you for the wrong woman till she show her ass.
Well, it's got to be signs before. It's it's not for everybody. I hear brothers when they say, "Man, you got to love, treat, and respect the woman. You got to put her on this pedestal. I agree with all that, but not the wrong one. Because this is what you end up looking like.
You don't know a motherfucker the wrong one till they do you wrong. Just like a homie. Just like you meet your guy. You know what I mean? Your guys, a lot of the time, your guy be your guy for years, and this one day they just play themselves out, foul. That don't make you no sucker. That make them a sucker for going out foul.
Usually it was signs though. You chose to ignore them.
Yeah, well, but they still was there.
You ignored the signs. It's your fault.
They still was there. You know what I mean? And they still foul. They still did what they did. That was foul. You can't, you know what I mean? Let's hold accountability where accountability is supposed to be.
No, nobody's excusing their level of foulness at all. Nobody is. No, absolutely. Of course, a thought is a thought is a thought. Can an old man say thought? Somebody tell me. My kids are probably like, Dad, don't ever use that word again. Just say slut or something like you normally say. Tiarsha says, this is what happens when you are in love with a stripper. Shout out to Stephanie Bowles.
In Joe Smith case is different because he knew she was all that shit.
But okay, so hold on.
You see what I'm saying?
Shout out to
in
Stephanie
his case,
Bowles.
he knew it already. So yeah, he's a sucker.
You got flagged, Stephanie? I don't know why you got flagged. Said he knowingly married an ex-adult star. Come on, fam. But hold on. But you're supposed to treat him right, though. Treat them like they want to be treated. You can't hold a pass against them. Go ahead, man. Wife her. She's good for it. Sucker. Real, what you think, man? What you think, Real? Come on, Brad. Because you know me and Kamara end up. Kamara gonna be yelling at me and shit. I'm be like, damn, man. It's not hard. It's not easy to get the witch doctor riled up, but sometimes I seem to be able to do it. What you think about this, man?
All right.
Before we get there,
I know, like this is...
I'm gonna try to talk. Hopefully, my shit don't freeze. It seems like every time I start talking, my shit freeze. But I think you only a sucker if you feel like you a sucker. Honestly, that's just my opinion. Like me, like I had a discussion with a homie the other day, and he was talking about and the shit. And this wasn't even about women. This was about dudes. He was like, man, I feel like I treat my homies better than they treat me. He like, you know, Christmas time, I buy all my homies kids gifts and shit, but they don't get my kids no gift. He was like, so, you know, I feel like maybe we ain't as cool, they ain't as cool with me as I am with them type shit. So, you know, I was letting them know just.
That could have freeze he was talking about. You frozen.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So you don't put a cap on how you move. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's your homies or your lady, you show your love to the capacity of how you show your love without fear of being used and shit like that. Because if they do show themselves to be undeserving of it, that you can't regret just loving how you love. You know what I'm saying? They fuck themselves up by misusing your love, and you treat them accordingly from that point forward. So I think, like, as far as me, I done been put through the ringer when it comes to relationship type shit. You know, I done, like, even what Kamar was saying. You know, I got married at 21. No, I got married at 20. It wasn't until we was 26 and 25 that she felt like the family life wasn't as rewarding as it should be, and decided she wanted to start going back to the clubs and shit like that.
Back to the streets.
So, yeah, so, you know, I couldn't be like, damn, I'm a sucker for that. No.
But you kind of are, though.
Yeah, huh?
You kind of are, though. You kind of are. Let me tell you why. Hold on. It's nothing personal against you.
I don't feel like I'm one. So,
no, of course not. It's nothing personal against you. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not putting you in a trick bag.
No,
I'm saying
what he was supposed to do.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But that kind of does
it's on her for not following through with her part of the deal.
Right. I got no regrets for loving somebody how
we foul.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
But I mean, she's fouling. He's a sucker. Obviously,
no, you can't be both. You can't be both.
News lady, Welcome to the show, first of all, Juice Lady. She's the Juice Lady.
Look, I'm not liking this. Don't be just coming out the woodwork
Can't
calling
be
Rick.
both.
How's he a sucker?
No, like Papoose is a cornball, right? Like he's a mog, like he's a
Because he held
sucker.
his family down.
Because he simped. He said he been
He
a long
held
time
his family. He held his
simp.
family down, kid. How was
He's
that
a
a
simp.
simp?
You are using the wrong words for these people. What? No.
How was that bad, man? He took care of his family.
It's not. That's kudos to that. Kudos to that. Big
So
for that.
what's wrong? What did he do wrong?
You got to see the signs are there. And listen, this is crazy because Tiarsha's making a great point in the chat room. She says, like Kevin ignored signs of his friends being hoodlums until they got drunk at his house and acted a fool from Monday's conversation. This is the point. I was a sucker when they victimized me because I knew how they got down, but I continued to associate myself with them. Like you said, Kamar, you don't know what a cat gonna do until they do it. But there were signs that I shouldn't even been kicking it with these individuals on this level for a very long time, years. But I continued to do so. So when it turned and it was on me, I was the sucker because I should have paid attention. So I say the same thing with relationships. 9 times out of 10, you recognize things and you ignore them because you're in love. Oh, I just love her so much. She'll change.
Because everybody ain't just a hoe. People be in good relationships and then maybe they become a hoe later. So you don't be a sucker. You could have been in a decent relationship and then she switched up, or or something changed. You're not a sucker because the motherfucker changed.
I think people just grow
that dramatically overnight. It builds up.
Sometimes in relationships, people grow apart.
Exactly.
You know
but it's a process. It don't happen overnight.
I've been in a relationship like that where we grew apart. You know what I'm saying? And like she did some foul shit at the tail end of it. That don't make me a sucker.
Hold on.
We grew apart. We grew in different ways.
You said grew, right? You said grew, right?
Well, exactly, and that's what I'm saying.
So
it couldn't have been. So it wasn't no signs for me to know that this is what was happening.
If it grew, it had to be signs. It didn't just happen overnight. It was signs there.
Man, you in a relationship already, kid. I mean, like, and then like in a lot of these cases, it's the whole family. You know what I'm saying? You can't just break left on your family that easy, man.
You know what I'm saying? A rough patch don't mean
this ain't. It's not about that. It's not about that. It's not about that. About leaving your family. It's not about leaving your family.
When one is foul, you pay attention.
It's not about leaving your family,
that's
though.
Accountability.
That's not what I'm.
Accountability where it's supposed to be.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about leaving your family.
A lot of the time, a lot of people will say the chick is the sucker for fucking up a good situation.
That's right. That's right.
Okay. I'm not talking about leaving your family makes you a sucker. I'm not encouraging anybody to not take responsibility for their family. But what I'm saying is there's never an excuse. I don't give a fuck how in love you are. I don't care how nice they are. There's never an excuse for you to allow people to mistreat you. So when that starts, if you ignore it and you stay in that situation, then you a sucker. You cannon fodder.
When Papoose found out Remy cheated, he filed for divorce. He filed for divorce.
Did he? I don't know. Did he?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying, though, Kim. He ain't do no sucker shit. When he found out she did some foul shit, he ended that shit.
He did. He was a sucker when he sat through her bed, waiting on her like a lap dog.
He taking care of his family.
All the time. So
they didn't have kids then. They didn't have a kid then. When she was in jail.
Kids in the situation, Kevin. It was kids
after prison, I would have been out when she went to prison.
So because she went to prison, he was just supposed to leave her kids hanging.
See, he didn't have kids with her yet.
Yeah, but
she didn't have kids. She didn't even have a kid when she went to prison.
At that point, man.
No, she didn't. She had no children. He did his own, not her. She didn't have any.
You hanging.
Say that. Hold on, my phone's ringing. My chat room lighting up. Kamar's yelling at me. Hold on.
He ain't gonna hold.
Yeah, what's popping, man? What's popping? It's madness tonight.
Man, what y'all? Hey, you think a nigga sucker if his broad go out and fuck another nigga and he still fuck with her though? Cause I mean to keep it real with you, I don't get no fuck. That's your vagina. You know what I'm saying? Like You don't own that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, I respect the broad and she let me know she fucking another nigga. She can just keep it real with me. She could have lied to me. You know what I'm saying? She might love me. You know what I'm saying? And be like, man, woo. See, sometimes motherfuckers be getting the game fucked up, man. I used to think that shit, that a nigga was a sucker if a broad went out and did something else. Shit. You know what? I feel like this. Many hoes I probably went out here and fucked and cheated and lied and act like I was dead just to go fuck on a bitch or something like that. And if my girl go out here and fuck a couple niggas, I ain't gonna be mad at her. I ain't gonna be mad at her. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Now, if she got pregnant by another nigga, that's different. But if she went out here knowing I've been out here dirty, dicking, like when I was younger, I was dirty. I was dirty. I stayed on 9th and Keith. You know how it is over there on the hill on 9th and Keith.
Dion, you already told us you used to dope date. You don't even have to continue. We get it.
Yeah! I'm doing everything for some twat. You heard me? Everything. I even got that little $40 in the back of my wallet, though. But I'm chill with it now, though. You know what I'm saying? So, but you know what, though? I ain't gonna lie to you. I hope Will Smith wasn't fucking that man. I ain't gonna lie, that's bogus, man. Like, what do these fans listen, man? I'm so tired of this reality shit and them people's personal lives. I was a broke ass nigga, man. And Will Smith was ramming that boy in the booty, and they was ramming each other in the booty. He got millions of dollars where he gonna live somewhere else, and we'll never hear about him. You know what I'm saying? What's going on in our neck of the woods, kid? I don't even know what's going on. I don't even watch the news. The murder rate's still up and it went down. Somebody got killed. What's been going on? Because by the time I get to the crib, and I stopped watching the news when COVID was out. So the only time I hear about somebody getting killed, unless I see it on Facebook. But how's the violence in Milwaukee?
Yeah.
Well, you'll hear about that after we get done talking about this. So,
let me give you a little story.
Well, hold on. Wait. Hold on.
Because you know I talk about the whole thing.
No, you won't. That's what I'm saying. Hold on. Why don't you just hang on for a minute, then we're going to ease into some murder and stuff like that, and then you call back and tell us what you think.
No, but I was about to tell you something that's going to transpire with me.
Oh, okay.
I think we did talk about it, so let me make it real quick. So I'm leaving Friday. I'm going to a funeral.
Uh-huh.
I'm going down to Greenwood, Mississippi. I'm leaving at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So I was telling my people at my job that I'm kind of afraid because by the time I make it to Mississippi, it's going to be like 1 o'clock. So they looking at me and they don't understand why I have fear of traveling through Mississippi at that time of night because they white and they look at it, you know, when I was telling them about the fear, they was like, no, that's not possible. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times, you know, we have fun and games, you know, we chop it up. But, you know, even sometimes when I be coming from up here in Oshkosh, I have fear of the police. And it's not even fear of the police to travel through Mississippi, but, you know, the white men, the Klansmen, whatever. So hopefully, you know, I'm going to go down, I leave Friday. I'm going to go down there for the funeral Saturday. And I'm going to jump back up early Sunday and come back. Because, you know, but yeah, I had that fear. So a lot of times white people can relate to a lot of issues that we have and concerns because in their everyday life, they don't encounter those things. So I just want to share that with you guys. You know, I'm going to let y'all go. I love y'all. I see old boy back. What's up, Juice Lady? How you doing? Yeah, I try to make Juice Lady be one of my victims. I'm going to catch you though one day. But anyway, though, what's up, Real? What's up, Bull? Love y'all. About to hang up wherever Sean at. I hope he's doing good. I hope he's safe. To all the brothers, to all the Outlaw family, everybody, you know what I'm saying?
All right.
That's when he cut off abruptly. They ain't nobody get him, did they?
I don't know. I hope not. I hope not. Listen, I what you gotta love is how he switched up from like a motherfucker to listen, Kevin. I was speaking with the white people at my job. Became Brian Gumble, quick as hell, right? I just wanted to tell that story and relay my experience to the rest of urban America. That shit was crazy. Chat room popping. Hold on, let me catch my chat room. I hate to leave y'all out the conversation. Mariah Johnson, what up, cuzzo? How you doing, family? Christian Harris. I say Kristen again. Kristan Harris, who was on the show last week. Dope show. Check it out. Great show, as a matter of fact. Great conversation. Got to come back. I'll get him back. Andron Lane, how you doing? He said, yo, the family. Erica Hunt. Shout out to Erica Hunt in the chat room. Ton, he said, what's tonight's topic? We all over the place like bird shit tonight. I'm gonna ease into it. But I'm glad Dion called because it got to break up everybody yelling at me. So I'm gonna try to go back into the conversation. Hold on. Mariah says my favorite person on the line. She's talking about Dion. Cause Ascot Jones says, shit, if you finna sit around and let a chick say she messing with another dude and I'm gonna stay around, label me pure sucker. Ain't no motherfucking way, he said. Andron said that shit hit different when it happens to you. Okay. Empathy, if you will. She said, when did Papoose file for divorce from Remy Ma? Kevin, Remy Ma had a son when she went to jail. Okay. He said Papoose was a stand-up dude for waiting for his woman. Cornball. Ernest Walker said, this ain't one size fits all subject. Circumstances be different.
Yeah.
He said, did you all hear about the two senators was getting ready to fight at the Capitol? I didn't see that.
I wish I
was
did.
gonna get it in. Y'all seen that? Anybody else see that?
I wish I seen the video.
Okay. They didn't actually get it in, did they? Okay. I don't know. I didn't see that. Erica says, good evening, Courtney Francois. Oh, Courtney's answering. She's in the chat room having conversations, right?
You know.
Let me see. Andron Lane is laughing. She said he stay on Juice Lady Heels. He's Dion.
Man.
Right? Courtney and Dion have a unique relationship. It's very different. It's an African American relationship. Right. It's what do you say? Estranged, right? Is that what they say? And it's her estranged acquaintance, right? Before I even get back to this conversation, we've been promoting this coat drive all week, and we know people are being encouraged to drop off coats and hats at House of Vitality. But Courtney, we could not remember the name of your friend's place, and so it's just been people are half informed.
Look at the flyer.
Because we be on the air and we don't be looking at flyers when we on the air.
Oh, so that was
and we mean
education.
Men always be like, let me call my girl and ask her, right, baby?
Yeah, you know what I mean? With the flyer right there in your face.
Baby, what's the name of that place?
We even thought about the flyer.
Right.
Simps.
Man, look at the flyer.
Me included.
Center 56 North, like it's the Black Chamber of Commerce, 29th of Elite, and then you know House of Vitality in Sharma Phoenix.
Okay.
Please, people need coats.
What's the name of her place again? I was running my mouth. I cut you.
Joyce's House Education Center.
Joyce's House Education Center.
Yeah, man.
Okay. So we got to get that. I've been sharing the flyer. I've seen it in a bunch of different places. I saw Walter Lanier share it. And Walter Lanier is head of the African American Leadership Alliance.
Oh.
In Milwaukee.
But Walter ain't giving them no coat, so.
Well, you know, he put up the flyer so people know that they can donate. So you can't really smack a man because he shared the flyer but didn't give up a coat. I mean, and so
very true.
And so you just want to say on the bottom of the flyer, fuck you if you don't donate no coat. Like, right? Like,
but that would be my feelings for real, but it's all right.
I be the same thing I be saying when I be saying fuck people and y'all be like, no, Cam, stop being like that and all that shit. Like, man, come on, man. Let me get mine off. But I'm saying this. Okay, let me make this point before I even get yelled at again because I'm going to stand on mine. I ain't like that. I am a believer that, and this goes for myself too. I heard Kamar use the word accountability, which I love. We use the word accountability on this show all the time. And a man does have accountability and responsibility for his family. He does. So does the mom. They do. But neither one of them should stay in a situation that is not good for them just for the family, because you do your family a disservice because all they see is dysfunction. Therefore, what I'm saying is when you see signs of things, either you deal with them or you don't. And if you don't deal with them, then it eventually there's a crescendo. And so what? You picked up this phone and it's, whoa, I didn't know you had OnlyFans, but you know, or whatever it is. I say I'm not. A woman goes to jail. First of all, I don't want to be with a woman that's gonna shoot somebody in the stomach over $500. I'm gonna break up too. I'm gonna break up with you. Like I'm shit. You got me scared. But
she might come shoot you after she get out.
I'm not. Wait, we'll see if we can talk. I don't know, but I'm not gonna wait 5 years while you're in prison. Like no, I'm not. His career is not what it should be because of him being her kind of little boy. He don't get dude is lyrical as shit. He gets no props. Like nobody gives outside of New York because he's always been her boyfriend instead of his own man. That's all I'm saying.
Don't you say them words like that. Them sound like fighting words. If I was a person hearing this podcast, I can find you, Kev. God damn it.
Hey,
I just why do we have to put everything like his failure and everything is because of her? I don't think it's because of her. I mean, she was locked up and he was free to do his thing and he didn't make it. I mean, everybody knew he was lyrical back then, just like people knew back then Cassidy and all them other people. And all those people didn't really make it that far. So we can't just, well, he fell off because he was holding her down. No.
No, he pretty much he never established himself because he was too busy being her lapdog. And this is the price that he pays. This is what he gets for it. This is what he gets for it. This is what happens to suckers. Like listen, even in the street, somebody got to be the John. Somebody got to be the trick, right? Like it takes tricks to make the game go. So, somebody got to be the sucker. The song says, everybody play the fool sometimes. Ha ha. And I don't know who wrote the last part. I used to put ha ha on the end of that. So everybody plays the fool sometimes. So sometimes you play, sometimes you get played. And when you get played, you have to admit, hey, I was a sucker right there, because that's how you prevent it from happening to you again. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying the man is a bad person. It's hip to be square.
I mean, I'm sure he's not going to hold anybody down for another 5 years. I'm sure that was the only 5 years he was waiting.
Bet you got a new girlfriend right now that's in jail that he writing letters to. Like,
he thought that was going to be a forever thing.
Yeah, he's a sucker. No. So I don't know if Kamar just said fuck this dude and left. Like, I'm sick of this shit. I hope this shit failed. I hope he ain't that mad. But
I have to call these senators fighting real quick.
I had to call it for what I see. And my whole point of that conversation was 2023 is the year of the sucker. Men have looked like suckers all year. Listen, when you got a gay dude, Saucy Santana, coming on telling DJ Academics, I'm gonna beat you down and then run up in you, and DJ Academic starts crying in his response, and then the gay dude's like, nah, man, all right, I ain't gonna mess with you since you cried. It's the year of the sucker.
What
2023.
What happened?
Just last week. Just last week.
He was gonna beat him down and then run up in him.
That's what he said to him. That's what he told him. He said it out loud, right?
Oh my gosh.
Just like there's so many examples in 2023 of men taking. You got to hold this L. That's what we always say. And I help my brothers hold it up because we've all taken one. I didn't ever say I've never been a sucker before. That's one thing you didn't hear me say. That's why I can recognize one. Right? So Ewok said, I really didn't need to hear about Will Smith getting banged from the back, bent over furniture. Dude shouldn't have done that interview telling that story. That's another trend that I've noticed, that like people now, this is why I said, watch your mouth. People now will say anything. Like we got a dude who's
now,
on trial.
Situations like that, like you're the sucker. That's some sucker shit.
That's definitely some sucker shit. I didn't say he was a thug.
Hey,
of course,
you're the sucker. I'm right with you, Kev. You're the sucker.
No, it is what it is. Anybody can get it when it comes to being a sucker. I'm not just saying like, no, there's plenty of different ways to be a mog, as we call it. I'm just saying, like he tells this story about dude, and he said he's getting murdered. It's a murder scene in there, right? I'm just saying, y'all, that's my opinion. I hope people feel so. You should look at things and say, I'm gonna process this and see what would I do. I just feel like I don't. When I look at what they try to portray and what men have kind of become, because it's a narrative on the bigger picture that men have kind of been forced to almost take a back seat in this country, and that's what women want. Listen, everything right now is women driven.
Did you say backseat?
Huh?
What did you say women want?
I said I think they want men to take the back seat. I think they just like,
Oh, now wait a minute. Don't see, that's the problem. That's the same thing that the women did with the women movement, saying that we wanted jobs, we wanted to be equal to men. Stop saying what I want to do. No, I want y'all to take the damn lead and do what y'all supposed to do so I can take the back seat.
Well, a lot of us would, but y'all won't stop talking. See, the problem is a woman to say what she wants, but then when you start doing it, she just won't be quiet. It's like, I thought you wanted me to do this, right? Then she gets
like,
mad.
A
Like,
lot of the time, it's like they want you to take charge, but when you take charge, now it's a fucking problem.
there you go.
Trying to take charge of me.
She gonna say, "Watch your mouth."
Now you telling me what to do.
Right. Literally, and this is not women bashing. I'm not what's my man name?
Right,
Kevin.
No
what was
doubt.
his name? What was his name?
Kevin Samuels.
I'm not Kevin Samuels at all. I'm just saying the nature of dealing with females or a woman, especially if you've been in a relationship for a long time, your woman will say, "Well, I want you to do this." But what she means is, I want you to do what I tell you to do. And that's why men just you got to be able to hear what they're saying, because if she tell you she wants you to do it and you do it your way, she's going to say, no, I had wanted you to do it another way.
Right.
Yeah.
So it almost comes down to, well, if you want it so customized, you probably should have did it yourself. Now, I've never said that out loud to my woman because I'm a sucker too. Right. Usually you try to do what she say. You just be out there talking to yourself in the yard. Like, man, this is bullshit, man. This motherfucker. So sucking, but you don't take that L until she really gets egregious with it, to the point where she come out there and smack you upside your head and say, motherfucker, that ain't what I told you to do. Now, if you say, man, she was upset, it's just she was just mad, man. You are a sucker. You're a sucker.
That's that domestic violence right there. That's
why I laughed when Samantha Collier came on here that time saying these men come to her like, man, my girl. I'm like, dude, the homie can't really call me on the phone and be like, Kev, I need you to come get me. What's going on? Man, my girl punched me in my mouth.
Don't call him a sucker. We know you're not the person to talk to, Kev. We know.
And I'm not telling him to hit her back. So if he's like, come get me, man, before I snap on her, that's different. But if I pick him up and he's crying in the car like, man, she been doing this to me too. I'm like, whoa, this ain't the first time? You a sucker.
So
if you get molested once and you tell, you was molested. If you get molested for a steady period of 7 years, you was in a relationship. I'm sorry to break that news to you. No, it's not politically correct. Don't really care. Senator Mark Wayne Mullen and Senator O'Brien, she said, I guess O'Brien had been tweeting saying what he would do. So Senator came up to the Capitol and said, I'm here. Go ahead and step to me. This senator used to be an MMA fighter. Bernie Sanders broke it up. Is Bernie Sanders still alive? Holy shit. He got to be older than Biden. Damn.
I heard they all around the same age. I didn't know Trump was just like 2 years younger, a couple years younger. They all up there.
They all OWM, old white men.
Yes.
Amir Zakir, how you doing, my brother? Welcome to the show. Welcome
Peace.
to the show. Welcome to the show. He said, peace, y'all.
Peace.
Let me see. I'm gonna end this path because I've said this many times and people, they get to, mad at me about me saying Papoose is a cornball. She said Papoose was good, but he wasn't good enough to get signed to a record deal. Do you think women are suckers that waited for a guy being locked up a few years? Sometimes they are.
Exactly.
Sometimes they are. Especially if he come home and don't do nothing, or if he was like really abusive before he went to jail. I mean, that's your chance to move on. You want to, but I get it. People say, but Kev, I was in love. Lenny Williams say, maybe you've never been in love like I've been in love. I've always agreed with him when he said
I was just like, Kev, have you been in love? How he been in love? Shit.
Not like that, to the point where somebody can smack me around and I'm going to wait for them to come home from prison. You used to beat my ass. What am I waiting on? Am I healing up?
No. Get locked up right now. You ain't gonna hold her down. She got 5 years. Do you got her?
She hasn't been slapping me around. She hasn't been beating me. She hasn't been out here pouring herself.
Really beating
you can hold her down, Kev, even without her beating you. You got her for the 5 years.
And it depends on how long she was gone too. Because listen, my wife told me a long time ago. She told me a long time ago she wouldn't wait on me. She told me that. She said that. She said that to me. She said, if you go to jail, I'm not waiting on you. I'm gone. I'm done. I'm not going to be coming back and forth to prison to see you. So I said, okay, well, if it's you who go, then you would understand why I never come through. I'm just saying, man. I think people get mad too much about people having their own opinion about things, right? And I don't. Once again, being a sucker ain't a bad thing. You're probably a nice guy. That's pretty much what a sucker is a nice guy. Because everybody knows good guys finish last, especially with women. Sexy Red said she don't want no dude working no job. She said she like for him to be,
Who is trying to fuck with Sexy Red? She said she want to be in shootouts. She like when you shooting off the. I don't like.
Yeah.
I don't want the danger. No danger.
She don't. Her opinion don't count about relationships.
Right.
No. What you mean?
Did she get some Grammy nominations? What are we talking about here? Like,
it's happening right now.
It's a very accountable, very important source. No, she said the square, but a lot of women feel like that. They don't want the square dude.
A lot of women do not feel like that. A lot of women like, who care? When we say a lot of women, who? Just the ratchet ones y'all see online?
Nah, in my city, in the city of Milwaukee, I can guarantee you right now. If we took a camera and a microphone to the average hood, and I'm talking about adults, 22, 23, and said, what kind of man do you like? I'm guaranteeing you most of those ladies, if they were to be honest, they'll say, shit, I ain't gonna lie, I like a little thug. I like him to be, a couple tattoos, gold fronts. This is what's popping right now. They don't want Square Bear who going to MATC for plumbing.
And now let's look at the relationship successes.
Yeah. Is it not high?
Of Milwaukee.
I mean, a lot of them don't even know what they want. So when they do get a good man, they don't know how to deal with it. So they wind up playing themselves out like a sucker because they fucking up a good situation.
Right. Yeah. Two suckers together make one big sucker.
A lot of motherfuckers, in our community don't even know what to look for in a relationship.
Two suckers together make
they get in a relationship for the wrong motherfucking reasons and shit.
You're right, Kamar. But you're right.
So then when you get a motherfucker that's really there for the right thing, you know what I mean? So now he look like a sucker because this motherfucker did some bullshit. But our community is so twisted that we feel like dog is wrong for being stand-up.
Or being
what I mean? Usually we scrolling down our timeline, they shitting on niggas for not standing up. So now we shitting on a nigga for standing up.
Or being a simp. One of the two, depending on how you look at it.
Like, you know what I mean? Which is it?
Well, you said he stand up.
If you be a stand-up man, you a simp.
One of the two.
If you be a stand-up man, you a simp.
Maybe we should do a survey.
If you be a lousy nigga, you cool. You straight.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I don't believe anybody's endorsing that.
But that's what it sounds like here, man.
Oh, it may sound that way, but that's not what I'm actually saying. Go ahead, Courtney.
I think random stuff and random shit, people get passed around, and then it becomes like the majority is with it and the majority is saying it. Just like that punk ass list got passed all around the places women don't want to go. Right. Like, folks, some raggedy
no woman that wouldn't
everybody took it like, well, all women said that. No, one person made that list. Don't put that.
A lot of them agreed, though. A lot of them agreed. Come on now.
With some of the most of the places on the list. So
I think a lot of women did agree. You know what I mean? But I think they was just being funny acting as a motherfucker too, like lying on themselves. You know what I mean? How many men? I ain't never met a woman that didn't want to go to Cheesecake Factory or Red Lobster. Or, you know what I'm saying?
Well, Red Lobster is kind of fail.
No, Red Lobster
is not what it used to be.
Hey, listen, man. Motherfucking Qdoba is a date.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? What the
McDonald's
fuck?
a date.
Why do it matter? I said before when we was on that show, you know what I mean? I feel like that first date is an interview anyway.
Yeah.
Right. If you can't go nowhere where you can't talk and ask questions and answer questions about each other so we can even decide if we could take this farther, it ain't no good date. We could go sit on a stair and have a first date and learn about each other and figure out if we want to take this farther. Why finance or how much a motherfucker spend got to be involved in it? Because we looking for the wrong shit in relationships again.
You might not get nothing to eat. We'll see if you get a second date. If you don't complain, then next time I get you something to eat. Ashka says the Migos coined the phrase best. Niggas do anything for clout. Shout out to Ben Clinton. Ben Clinton, one of my old school partners in the chat room. He said, ain't she Tasha Cat? Yes, she's absolutely off the hook or on the hook for $4 million to Cardi B for saying something about she had an STD. Right. So but this story right here is going nuclear. So I'm pretty sure she's going to earn a substantial amount of cake back to pay Cardi. I guess Erica says, right, I'm ready to have a seat. She said she's ready to have a seat in response to me saying, yeah, that's what they say. That's what women say.
We do. We would like to have
Until you provide the chair. And then it's like, well, I don't really want to sit there. Like, if that's too hard.
Right.
Like,
no,
you couldn't find no other chair.
I want a blue chair.
Right. That's not even cute. This is
I
old.
want a blue chair.
Right.
The thing is, we want to sit down in the chair and not have to get back up because you fucking up. Like, as soon as we sit down, you up there fucking up. God damn it, here, I got it. Never mind. Look, we just can y'all take over and be able to handle it? Like, I ain't got to get up and sit.
It'll never be good enough. There's not one, and I told you we believe in the 100% rule on this show, which means nothing is 100% true about no group of individuals. But I can tell you right now, there is no woman on this planet who is 100% satisfied with her man and everything he does and how he does it.
Very
It's
true.
something where she say, nah, I don't know, because I don't like how you do that. Or I'm guaranteed. Listen, stop it. If she say it's fine, master, it's fine, my king. This is some coming to America shit. If you got a black woman,
like.
right? If you got a black woman, it is something. You gonna wear them shoes? What you talking about? These I mean, I don't like. It's something, and then you don't even notice. You be like, every time we get ready to go somewhere, here he come with something stupid on, and I gotta send him back. That's a thing for her. But you know what I'm saying? You think I'll be standing by my lady? Yeah. Once she tell you what to wear, simp. Use a mug.
Make you a simp. Like, everybody ain't got style. I ain't got the best of style. Sometimes my man be like, yo, you should probably put on Woolworth's fancy shoes. And I know I'm a person that will pick out an outfit off the mannequin. So sometimes your style ain't the best, and they just assisting and helping you out.
Unless you ain't naked, I'm pretty much not gonna tell you what to wear. Now, if you come out with some booty shorts or something, I'm gonna say, damn, you gonna wear that?
So you don't mind, you're not into being fly. I like being fly, and I might think I'm flying. He'd be like, that's not really as fly as you think it is. See, Kev, I can see you probably going out like some cowboy boots and some overalls and being all right in one of them plaid shirts. So you know what I'm saying? You probably don't care about being too fly and looking good.
And it's unfortunate how much you don't know about me. But from that statement, he got on some cowboy boots and a plaid shirt. And anybody ever seen me anywhere with some cowboy boots on? First of all,
plaid shirt on right now, though. I can imagine.
I wear plaid shirts. I will tell you that. I'm choloed up most of the time when you see me. I'm gonna wear plaid, and I've been doing this since the 90s. So people say, "Dog, I know you anywhere because you always got on a fucking plaid shirt." This is very true. But I got nice ones though. I got dressy ones. I got all kinds. So it's when I need to go into my closet, I got enough haberdashery in there to really lace myself. I'm not like a brand whore. I'm not, I got to be so fly every time I go somewhere. I'm clean.
Be a brand whore to be fly. Just, you might not have no style. So she might be like, hey, you should probably change.
Nah, I'm cool. Well, if I don't have style, I don't know how you was attracted to me in the first place. I was dressing myself when you met me. So,
might have been a good day today. You know what I'm saying? You might.
Okay. He had on a clean plaid shirt that day and his best boots. Like I'm a rube or something. Mr. Burns goes to town and shit. She said, can you not charge without leading me into hardship? She said, can you take charge without leading me into hardship? But I don't, once again, Kamara, somebody on here made a point that a lot of women want to tell you what to do or how to be a man when they don't really know what it's like to be with one. So it's a fantasy they have made up in their head, or it's their own standards.
Right. You see some women, like, even if they ain't your women, you see some of them, like a lot of women, they can't take criticism. You know what I mean?
Well, or disagreement.
You say what?
Or disagreement. When you say, no, I disagree. What you mean you disagree? Like, I don't agree with the shit. What you talking about? Like, watch your mouth. I'm telling you. What you mean you disagree with me? And I'm telling you, it's so cold that a lot of times when you do that, you don't know it, but the line is already drawn in the sand because this shit's coming back up 6-7 months, maybe 7 years later when you start talking about something. She be like, yeah, and the one time I did, you told me you didn't agree with me. You're like, that was fucking May of 96. How do you remember that shit? I remember because you disagreed. You don't disagree with me. You do what I tell you to do. Because I think most women, especially if they have children, have the mama trait. They are your mama. Like you go somewhere with your mama when I was little and you got something in your eye or you got some ash. My mother spit in her hand and put it on your face, get the ash off your face, right? She had long nails. If you had a crust in your eye, she pow. You like, oh, I think you blinded me. Don't ever come out the house with that shit. It's the mama instinct. You got to look how I want you to look. That's why we used to go somewhere in the 70s and 80s as a little kid, and you have 12 pounds of Vaseline on your face. Because she don't want you to be ashy. Like, you don't have to put half the bottle on my face. But that's mama. You're going to look how she wants you to look. You're going to do what she says. And I think a lot of women have that trait and they apply it in their relationships. If yours ain't the same, that's cool. I'm not saying everybody's not the same as me. It's just happened to be my show. So that's what I'm saying. Mariah says, I'm only waiting for my husband, not a boo. I hear you. She said, I want to square all day. But Mariah, you ain't, I mean, look at the cloth you cut from, though. You're not, you ain't just anybody, right? Like, you was raised by us, right? You've been around a lot of Barnes men. You get it honest. You and a lot of fifers. So, I mean, it's a different piece of fruit. You're not normal.
Nice man, Kev, not just your cousins. Shit.
Well, I mean, I'm saying I know her mentality because she's my cousin, she's my family. I know how our family mentality is. Because simping ain't cool in our family. That's when I was growing up, if you was a sucker, you got called out. Like, man, you sucker ass dude. Don't let nobody play you like that. What's wrong with you? It wasn't a good thing to do. Or I see you up there laid up, man. Man, damn, can you get off your girl titty for a minute? Like, brothers, it wasn't cool for you to be soft like that. She said it's our fault that we allow them to manipulate us. Yeah, because we allow it. We do. As men, you let. I mean, that's usually what makes you go into a relationship with a woman is when she can bring the sucker out of you. Yeah. You can say, "Oh man, I don't care what y'all say." Ray say, "Count me out." That's what Ralph was talking about on that New Edition song. Tonight, I want to be with my girlfriend. Right? Y'all got to go back and listen. It's a New Edition. I'm an old head. I know. She said, I had examples of men in my life growing up, so I know when I'm in the presence of a man. You absolutely do, Mariah. That was my point. Because my family has a lot of strong males. A lot of strong males. Don't get me wrong. The women ran everything. It's a lot of strong males. If you know, you know. I wanted Kamar. I want to make sure Kamar is here for this because he put up this clip of D1, the rapper that we were talking about, who is, and I'm thinking, Kamar, he's getting a lot of steam in this discussion of it's time to stop the bullshit with rap. It's time to stop it has to stop, right? Like, okay, we've reached the top of that part of it. That genre is exhausted. It's time to go back into the essence of it and make it be something that the people can really digest, because it's our art form. If we're going to totally sell it out and make it fully commercialized, then yeah, let the bastardation commence. But you put up a video clip in the People's News Network of Lyor Cohen. You want to talk about that clip you put up?
Oh yeah, with Lyor Cohen, where they was talking about like how he know the music is fucked up for the community, how it's influencing the community to do bullshit. The same conversations that we be having about the music, like how we saw how the music was doing back in the day. So now at this point in life, we understand the damage that it can do. And he was saying, or the Breakfast Club was asking him, well, since you know how much damage it could be doing, you know what I'm saying? Well, why do you continue to sign people like that promote that shit? And he was like, well, I got to feed my family. So
I got a family to feed. Yeah.
I'm definitely going to jump on that opportunity.
Hold on. We got to echo. Somebody about to get eliminated.
And that's the same thing like we talk about with the when we speak on young rappers, then we speak on how the female rappers, the music that's going on, the type of music, the influence that it could be doing. And then we also talk about how it's the record labels that's looking for these artists that's doing this. And these are the people that they signing. These are the people that the radio trying to play, trying to promote, to put out there on us for us. You know what I mean? And they know how easily influenced we are. You know what I mean? And that's what that clip was all about.
So it's incidental. Intentional. It's intentional. These messages that they're putting out here, right? Okay, we understand. We know how bad this is. Yeah, but we don't give a shit because it makes money.
Yeah.
But
We finna
That's
get
still.
this money.
I don't want the culpability to be taken off the people who consume this shit, right? Because if there's they can't get no money if there's not a market for it. You know, the fact of the matter is people buy the shit. Like we some old sticks in the mud on this show. I realized that from watching other people's podcasts because the shit we be on here, like we be talking about, you know, this is bad for
Hey,
I mean,
but you know, let's be real.
people be like, we don't give a fuck about that. Play that shit.
Hey,
Right.
let's think about our mindset back in the day when we was listening to that music. You know what I mean? They was talking about the shit that we was seeing. You know what I mean? That we was living every day, that we was actually going through. They talking about it. So like, how can we not turn? You know what I'm saying? How can we not listen to it? This the shit like right now. It's just as it was driving us. You know what I'm saying? And they rapping about it. So we got theme music now to this shit, this foolishness we out here doing. You know what I mean? And it's the same way now, I feel like. And we can't just be like, well, it's just entertainment. Or if you don't want to listen to it, don't listen to it because, you know, like it's force fed out here. You should be able to listen to clean. You're supposed to be able to listen to clean music on the radio.
Ice Spice has 4 Grammy nominations. I don't know not one of her songs. I just know what she looks like.
Song. And that's what I'm saying. Like, how can she be nominated for a Grammy and we don't even know?
I'm old.
Chicks though, when I do actually hear the songs and the lyrics and the style, it just be like, how did any of these people make it? How is this happening right now? That's
okay.
How is this happening?
Oh, you know, used to watch the war shows back in the day, and the old heads used to know who the entertainers was, the rappers was, and shit. They used to know this.
Right.
Oh, that's DMX right there.
That's Ice Boy.
You know what I'm saying? That's Snoop Dogg. Now they go on TV, man, and I don't know who these people is, or the music playing on the radio, and I don't know who the hell it is.
Yeah.
I see my cousins chiming in on that conversation.
Now, and it's all about a song or popularity, just one song.
Or a picture, just twerk.
Right,
that's all. Ice Spice in the middle of every show will stop rapping and just turn around, and the crowd go crazy, and then she turn back around and start rapping. I'll be like, okay. That's what we doing here. Like, cause I'm telling you, I couldn't sing one of her songs. And Ascot and Mariah giving me the strength because they know growing up the men was, you know, that's Uncle so-and-so, that's Uncle so-and-so. So and they would encourage you, boy, don't you let nobody make no fool of you, right? Like, so I guess that's what kind of feeds into my mentality of you're a sucker. This is why this is happening to you. Ewok said the industry won't allow positive rap to be mainstream.
Yeah,
I
don't know. Well, if people bought more positive rap, once again, we talk about the industry is only going where the money is.
The thing is, you know, Kev, it is positive music out here, but people just ain't reaching for it.
Right.
Oh, you know what I mean? You can find some music if you you know what I mean, put a little work into it. You're gonna find some good music. Like D1, he made good music. He a dope artist.
It seems like
I like the fact that he's a younger rapper challenging older rappers that's been in this game 20 plus years and shit to change something now. Grow up, nigga.
Right.
You know
Sean
what
Moore,
I mean?
you on the chat. I mean, in on the phone. I'm sorry, man. I forgot. I was talking with Kamar. I forgot. Because I'm used to you being in the studio. What's up, man?
What's happening, man? Hey, Courtney, baby, what's happening?
How you doing?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. What's popping?
Oh, okay, so you know, man, shit, me being me, man, you know what I mean? What's happening, Dr. Scott?
Hey.
Where the professor at?
He's here.
Oh, what's happening, professor?
Peace.
Courtney.
Hey.
And Negro motherfucking whisperer. Listen, this is really a business call because I need some assistance. With this family I'm helping, man, I got to get this mother out of town. The district attorney played her today. We had a meeting with the district attorney, had a press conference. Channel 12 men was there. He told her that they were going to get right on it. They were going to keep her safe. He had investigators talk to her. An hour after we left, he called back. There's nothing we can do. And then the news lady called and told us that the guy actually got released on the 11th.
Okay.
So I got enough for a room for the next couple of days, man. I need to get them some money so that they can eat. And if anybody can help them out with this, man, I'd appreciate it. I'll give your money back to you when I get some more money. And that's what it is. So I want to put that out there because, yeah, the little brother needs some help. I ain't got his cash out. I don't want the money sent to me. I really don't. I don't need to even be around the money. It ain't for me. If I can get his cash app and put it on here, man, somebody want to bless that brother and his mother, man. Listening to her, it reminded me of my grandmama, man. I almost started crying in the DA's office, because it was that meaningful, and to say that, this dude has ate at her house, left at her house, and now he want to kill her, and she don't know why. She is wanting to stop acting stupid. Yeah, man.
So hold on, let's go back because I want to know why. Because is this a situation where there's no charges? There's no. Because I know when we were on, if you were listening to the show Monday, this brother was on talking about this incident. So there's still no charges filed against this brother for allegedly shooting up her home, correct?
None.
Okay. What is the reasoning behind that? What did the DA say was the reasoning behind that?
The DA didn't understand it. He himself was like, well, I don't understand why there's not any charges. And we had three complaints. There's 3 different complaints, 3 different police stations, about 7 to 10 witnesses, and nothing. So, I'm back at it in the morning, man. And the dude's out. He got out on the 11th. They filed the restraining order, and that they promised him that they would tell him if he got out. And the news reporter informed us that he was out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's cool to put them in a hotel, but there has to be a long-term plan here. So,
well, it is. I don't want to say where they're going, but the church is working to get them permanent housing in a different city in Wisconsin. So they're going to go to that city for the next few days, and the church is going to make sure that they stay in housing, not a shelter, but housing, until this is either picked up or over. Dude, the streets deal with him, or shit, the law deal with him.
Well, but that's not a plan, though. I'm saying, okay, people have lives. You can't just uproot somebody and put them in a different city and say you good. And if you're willing to spend all of this money to relocate the person, why don't we just get a lawyer and go at the police department and say, this is what happened? I mean, I'm just feeling like putting the resources where they should be. Because it's unrealistic to think that they can stay in a hotel for the rest of their life or until this dude says
I just said it's not a hotel, bro. I'm trying to put them up in a hotel to
no.
Saturday,
I got you,
right?
but wherever you relocate them, y'all gonna buy them a house?
The church has houses.
Okay.
Where they're going, they have houses. They just got to get the housing prepared for them, and it's gonna take some days.
Okay. And so then, what about their own home? Like that.
Well, that's the mother house. She honestly, bro, she didn't want to leave. She did not want to leave. But nobody can protect her right now. You know what I mean? Dude said he don't give a fuck about his own mom. You know what I mean? And yeah, man,
it just seems weird to me. This whole thing is very weird to me. I don't understand how this. It's if it's accurate, and I believe him because he was on the show Monday. Shout out to him, brother Donnell was telling the story, and But this is such a bad look for the police. I don't. And you said the news was actually there.
It's a very bad look. The news was there today, and they called back. They want to do some more interviews in the morning based off of what the district attorney stated, and then turn around and did, which was the total opposite.
Okay. Wow.
So it's not just the police; it's the district attorney's office. Shit.
But once
together,
again, the DA can't they can't prosecute if they're not charged with anything. That's why I'm like, you can't. They don't give people charges. They take, okay, you this is what the police have charged you with. Okay, now it's on us. They don't say, hey, go get dude. We got charges on him, and the police say, oh, really? We'll go get him for you.
But the DA, see, that's what you wrong. The DA also has their own investigators.
Okay.
Which they spoke with, which they shared the statements of these witnesses that were taken by officers, right? So the officers, one of them is Newport, and if you've been in the streets, you know who Newport is. He was there, and he spoke with the mother, right? And the other one was talking with the son, but he said they was gonna get on it. They have the power and the authority to arrest and have charges.
So then why are they not using their investigators then? Is that something y'all asked them about today?
They listen, when we left, we were assured that they were going to. They took the statement. An hour after we left, I got a call from Channel 12. The lady told me, Mr. Moore, he's out. Nah, he ain't out. We were just in the district attorney's office. He ain't out. Yes, he is. He is out. About 15 minutes later, they get a call from the detective. There's really nothing we can do. The paperwork was messed up, and we don't want to pursue the charges. What the fuck you mean? They talked all these safety measures, how they were going to have patrols amped up, and I've been on the phone with Donnell off and on since we left this afternoon, and they haven't seen one squad car come past their house. So,
okay, so Tiarsha's saying the DA told Channel 12 News that he hasn't received anything from the police. He put the blame on the police.
Said what?
She said the DA told Channel 12 that he hasn't received anything from the police, and he put the blame on them. She said set up a GoFundMe for living expenses and an attorney. I don't know if the GoFundMe thing still pops, does it? Mariah said they always point the finger, no accountability. She said she said Newport's still around? I don't know who Newport is.
Yeah.
Who's Newport?
Yeah.
You said he's a cop. He's a police officer.
He's a sheriff's investigator now.
Okay. Newport. Okay, you learn something new every time. Yeah, I guess, Sean, if you got any information, I think in order for us to really get it out to people, we're gonna have to put it in the People's News Network, because only so many people are listening to this show. You probably get more reach if we can just whatever networks we need to put it through in terms of all of our different, because everybody on here has a page of some sort. Up to rail with TikTok. So if you get something that you got printed that announces a GoFundMe, or even just to tell a story, get it to all of us and we can put it out here.
Okay. All right.
Yep. That's what we got to do. That's because this is stupid. Like and once again, it goes right in the face of what you're always told. Because every time I hear little dude them downtown, Mayor Lil Buddy, every time I hear them talking about their anti-crime initiatives in the community, the first thing they're saying is, hey, well, we need the people, we need the community to be, to speak out and to assist us. But when people do, you can't even keep them safe. And then say the paperwork is messed up, so we just not gonna fuck with it. Excuse me, my house just got shot up.
Yeah.
We ain't talking about just idle threats. In this case, this 65-year-old lady's home has been shot up, and they know about it, and they're saying, we good, y'all straight.
Basically, yeah.
This is cold blooded.
that.
This is a shitty situation. That's horrible. That's horrible. Shame on them. And then to get caught up in the back and forth for whose fault it is and all that is stupid too, because that's not helping the people. That's not helping the
Right.
family. So yeah, let's get some awareness around it, y'all. Let's see what we can do. I mean, if you're listening to the show right now, we got to be able to give them something, Sean. People walk away from the show and be like, damn, I can't remember what they said. That's why we need
Right.
something in writing or something to get to them. Just something to promote it. But definitely get that. If you get it up, if you get that put together, let me know, and get it to me so we can get them some help. Get them some help.
I will.
All right.
I
All right,
will.
yes, sir.
All right.
Wow, my goodness, man. Goodness gracious, shame on the Milwaukee Police Department, man. What's wrong with y'all, man? What in the world is going on in this city? With crime the way it is, you should be falling on your knees for citizens who are willing to say, hey, this, that, and the third happened. Instead, you don't even provide them protection. Are we talking about a 65-year-old woman?
Shame. Man,
that's crazy. Mariah says, call 58 News and let them know they called an hour later to take their arrangements back. Yeah, right. Call. I told you. Then I say call 58 because they be covering some black stuff. Like they be the ones. We're the first here at Juneteenth, getting us some corn. Channel 58. Like I might try to get out there. I think they fuck with black people. Tiasha said, get them out to Brown Deer, or Mequon. Clear people out. That they definitely will call the police real quick. Yeah, but I mean, it's can't. That's temporary. Like I would be like, but I want to live in my home, though. If I want to live in Menominee Falls, I'd move there. You should provide protection for me to be able to live in my house. Courtney's face is killing me because she got this cynical look on her face. If you look on the screen, she's disagreeing. So I'm getting ready to say, Courtney, what's wrong? Like she disagreed with everything we said on the show with that picture. That's crazy. Man, shame on them, man. Shame on them.
Bullshit. That's what.
Yeah.
That's a good picture.
See, this is the kind of stuff I be talking about. You got to remember when it's time to vote, right? Like, you got to flash back to how we as citizens get treated by these elected officials and these so-called leaders who throw their hands up and say, "Well, there's nothing I can do." That's because it ain't your crib. That's because it ain't your grandmama, right? Like, you should have some sort of empathy for the people who you represent when you're in these positions. Tiasha says she needs to get off Cherry. It's time. Or maybe this little menace to society needs to be removed off Cherry. We don't know how long ago this woman brought her home over there and said, this is mine. I'm paying for it. Maybe his little bastard ass need to go. If he talking about he don't care about his own mama and all this, what dude went down an elaborate list of offenses he's committed towards his own mother. I don't know this brother. This is all alleged. Unless somebody
can told him motherfucker and then told him who he shot.
Yeah, it's murders involved, y'all. Like, this is what I'm saying to the police. Like, so you gonna wait until this lady gets shot or her son kills this dude, or like you just want the theatrics. You just here to lock people up, right? Bullshit. That's crazy.
No preventative care, none of that.
Well, you got a whole office, and he said they went to the office of change and responsibility, whatever it is now, the office of feeling good and feeling better, whatever the fuck it is now. Yeah. And he said they put him up. Well, where's anybody? Where? This is what I'm saying.
I mean, this is like the perfect situation for them to try to intervene and stop something from happening.
It definitely does. It seems like they are hot right on this. Like, oh, we got it.
I mean, even in just a show of unity, just to come over there, let's set up a booth in front of the house and set up. Let's talk about the violence in the community right here and right now. And if he want to come over there now, still do something, then okay, we know exactly. Okay, and it might be too late, but I'm saying catch him in the act or something. There has to be something that you can do. Something you could do. She said, Tiarsha said he needs to go bye-bye, and I'm not talking about the prison. You know what? If this is the mode of the people that's in the neighborhood, if somebody's going to tell me that my 65-year-old mama can't get no sleep because he's wilding out and she got to go, I'm thinking you need to go, partner. So I'm not saying, I'm just saying let the Lord do his work. That's all I'm saying. I don't, like, I just think this is the element of the community. And this brings all of this stuff we talking about when we start talking about the negative images from That's the music and the movies, and it's a coincidence right now that most black movies you see, especially the things that are popular, are stories about some of our worst periods of time. Let's do a story about the biggest crack dealer that ever lived in the black community. He sold millions of dollars worth of crack in his neighborhood. He's a hood legend. Right. Yeah, let's do a big ass production about that, right?
Yeah.
And we eat this shit up, like, and then we get stuck up about it, like, oh no, that music is bad. But you watch Power, you watch BMF. Shout out to you if you watch them. It is what it is. Lord knows I watch some shit that you probably be like, why you watching that shit? But I don't. Anytime I watch any of those shows, the thing that clicks in my head is, wait a minute. This is a show, and the hero of the show sells millions of dollars worth of crack in the black community, but he's the hero of the show. I've never even watched Power. Not one offshoot. I think I watched half an episode one time when it first started, and I just couldn't get into it, and I've never watched it again. I watched a little of BMF, but I don't really watch these shows, and I get tired of these stories of these heroes. I think that's why I like Tubi a lot, because on Tubi, the crack dealers, they almost all die in all the movies. Like everybody almost all get killed and go to jail. You were like, now that's how the shit really go right there. Not I bought an island and me and my girl live. We moved to Africa, like Nas and Belly and shit. Like, you done killed 50 niggas and sold pounds of crack, and now you gonna move to Africa.
Right.
Like, it's like I was upset about the end of Snowfall, because I did watch Snowfall because I thought it was more about the CIA's role and how they put crack into the community, into the country. And people were upset about the end, and they said, well, man, why they had to make him go out like that? But I'm like, if you think about it, this dude, he turned into Satan, though. His soul by the last season, he wasn't even the dude from the first season that you said, oh man, you rooting for dude.
At the end, he wound up on dope.
Yeah.
It's usually
just
how
crazy
it goes.
as a jaybird.
If you stay in that shit too long, you wind up on dope or in prison or dead.
Or totally disillusioned with life. He seemed like he was just disillusioned with reality. Like he had lost his grip on reality. I know it's a movie, but this is something that plays out a lot of times. You don't really see too many dudes who used to be rich that are doing well now. Like usually when you say, man, dude used to have millions. Most of the time he don't come home and recover and do something else and get back to that same level. It's just like, nah, like, what, dude? Yeah, man, that's the dude. He used to be riding around here in Jaguars and Porsches and shit. Now he just be on the bus stop. So, and that's probably how it should go. I feel like drugs should be the end should justify the means. And when I say drugs, I want to be clear, because we've talked about the war on drugs in America has been a fallacy, and the idea of why drugs are illegal is a fallacy as well. But I'm talking about when you got somebody who's done repetitive damage to the community over a long period of time because of whatever business it is, they should be removed from the community. Maybe I should put it like that, Kamar. If I'm not saying it right, let me know. She said, I watched a little of Power. But I did watch Raising Cain. See, I've never seen none of them. Because my mind is just not there to make heroes out of people who are not supposed to be. Right? Like, wait a minute. I'm not supposed to be cheering for this dude. Anybody, Real, you might know the answer. Can you explain cognitive dissonance to people? Have you done any research on cognitive dissonance?
It's just basically shit. We deal with it all the time when you try to educate people on things that so basically it's a way your mind copes with rejecting something that you know is facts or truth. Okay. So it allows people to reject it and still be okay, even though in their heart of hearts they know it's true.
So when we talk about us with these songs, and once again, the school of hip hop that I come up on is it's gangster rap, and I did cherish it at one point for its social commentary, because I felt like it was less about entertainment and more about informing people on the real conditions of the community. but it's now become like, it's like cannon fodder for, okay, you want to make some money? Get on there and rap about whatever. And I think the litmus test for me is that I have a 17-year-old son. And so a lot of times I get to hear the lyrics through his interpretation. Do y'all know y'all get what I'm saying? Like if I'm riding in the car with him and there's something playing and he's and I'm saying, bro, did you hear what he just said? Did you hear what he just said? Yeah. Do you even know what that means? Right. And a couple times, like I'm noticing he's learning to filter it too, because we were listening to some, and I think part of it was just him fronting. And it was a rapper, a female rapper. She was getting nasty on the song. She was getting nasty. And he was like, whoa, like, she nasty. Pop, like, what? I said, what'd she say? And then he started repeating it. I said, oh, so you are listening. It let me know that he's listening at what she's saying. And I was like, yeah, I'm glad you are open. But I hear a lot of stuff and say, you hear this dude talking about, he's bragging about he's willing to shoot up your mama house. Oh, your granny dead. I'll shoot your mama. That's what a lot of this music is saying. So it's no coincidence that this youngster right now is just like, whatever. I shot your grandma. How ballsy are you to come up to a man and say, yeah, I shot your grandmother's house up. What's happening? And I'm going to shoot it up again. You got to be come on, man. Once again, I had the type of family where you probably would have done that. And I don't know, 10, 12 cousins maybe would have came out the back like, what'd he say? Just stomped your ass out right there. You just dealt with it right there. Like dude said he said he did it. Word? I had some cousins who would have led the charge. Y'all know what this mean, right? We got to stomp this motherfucker out right here, right now. So the next time the police come, they coming to get him off the curb. I'm not endorsing that. I'm just saying that's the way threats were dealt with back then. Mama Jenkins, shout out to Mama Jenkins. She said, good evening, my Outlaw family. Let's make it do what it do. She said, this mess been happening for a long time. That office ain't shit. They got money to prevent this kind of shit. Lost for words on this one. Yeah, this one is totally confusing, Mama Jenkins. I don't know why the ball has been dropped by so many individuals, especially seeing as how once a gun is fired into somebody's home in an area where there's already been some murders, it's time to shut the whole shit down, ain't it? Ain't this more of a call to say, y'all know what? We got to roll through there. We got to go to the judge and say, look, every suspect property, anything over there that's currently under investigation or whatever, we rolling through there, taking the top off of it today. But they won't, because they're working with a lot of those individuals over there, and they don't want to remove their snitches.
Right.
They don't want to get their own people off the street.
And that shit's at an all-time high these days.
Yes. Ratting is what it is today. That's the shit. That's the new probation. The new parole.
Why should I go to jail? I could send him.
Right. This shit bigger than Nino Brown. Ashcott said, no, the radio hasn't played what the people want to hear in over 16 years. Remember, they used to take requests. The company's paid to play, and that's what the stations put on there. How many times have y'all heard a song y'all hate, but they play it 3 times an hour? Well, in a week, it's done grew on you, and you know all the lyrics. Once again, you're right, Ashcott. You're definitely right. And we know psychologically, and as far as marketing and advertising, you hear a message and now it's in your head, because I call that V100. This is why I absolutely stopped listening to terrestrial radio, man. I can't stomach terrestrial radio. I mean, I listen to satellite radio just because and I notice stations on there that have a certain playlist, but it's not the same damn song. Now, if there's a hit, there's a hit. But literally on V100, you will hear the same song 3 times in an hour. Like he said, you'll be like, wait a minute. They just played this shit. Like, am I tripping? They played this song, played something in between it, and then played it again. Right? And then you got artists who say, I can't even get my shit in the rotation. It's obviously payola. It's obviously payola.
It's been like that since forever, though.
Yep. Radio, that's what they do.
And that's another way how they control what goes in the radio. That's another way how they control what we listen to or what our kids listen to when they turn the radio on. That shit used to be highly moderated. You know what I'm saying? Remember back in the day, you had to make a radio version.
That's right.
Of a song. if you want
And
to
it
play
still
it
might
on the
not get
radio.
played.
And and it still might not get played because they know what you mean in the song.
Right. Right. You can't. There's only so many ways you can say fellatio. MC Tone said, "Tell Kamar puff puff pass." Kamar ain't sharing. Said you didn't put in on this, man. Mariah said every hour horrible. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I would go. I'm acting highfalutin now, right? But when I had my truck and I didn't have satellite radio, I would go back and forth between 98.3 and 100.7, right? And so that was the only saving grace that I would get on 98.7 and I could jam to some old school stuff until they played some simp shit like some Boys and Men or something. And then I go back to V100. But eventually I just stopped listening altogether. Like I'm not even going to turn the radio on. I'm just driving.
Yeah.
You know? So then once I discovered Sirius XM, I was like, oh, this is a godsend because I can go to 12, 20 different stations playing different genres of music that I like and hear them all. Mama Jenkins says she still play her CDs.
That's right.
Okay, Mama Jenkins. I no longer play CDs. Because people put everything on their phone now. I don't even like to hook my phone in my car because it just becomes troublesome. So, and I don't like, I'm driving. I don't got time to be switching songs on my phone. So I just go to satellite radio, just like, just like, man. So, but yeah, I mean, we all digest music differently, but I think the music is is what you listening to this is why people listen to podcasts. This is why people listen to content creators, because what you're listening to, what you taking in does influence you. It does get in your head. That's why we say, watch your mouth, because you might say something and somebody might pick that shit up and run with it. Like what you said. Look at Charleston White. He's been hit all upside his head, and people, he got to carry guns, and because of the shit he been saying, people listen. Hey, I want to kill you, right? Like you can't even listen. You can keep your YouTube views if it's about that. If everywhere I go, I got to worry about somebody. I'm cool. I don't want to be famous that bad, but I'm just one individual. I understand. But yeah, Kamar, that's why that Lear Cohen, because I've heard many people over the years say that he's a culture vulture and that he's somebody who, has been one of the main turn us away from positive rap music.
Well, you look back then, we also knew who ran the music industry and even the rap. You know what I mean? Like even NWA, you look at NWA, they had to go to a Jewish man. You know what I mean? And the Jewish man understood what was going on. He understood how he could get paid off of it. I don't knock him because shit. I mean, to be a good businessman, you got to see opportunity like that, right? But you know what I mean? It influences our community, and we got to start being conscious of that.
And I would understand it from that perspective, Kamar, but I would challenge him to say, well, what's the alternative? Because, okay, you've made your money off of the negative part. How much positive rap have you actually pushed? I don't know if he has or if he hasn't, but I would say, well, okay, what have you done? What have you tried to introduce to the genre that's positive?
And and that's what that whole episode, well, not the whole episode, but that's what they was alluding to during that. You know what I mean? Like, well, if you know that this is what's happening, why ain't you signing more positive rappers? Why you ain't getting more of them put to the radio? And you could tell he was getting flustered that interview.
Because what he want to say is, because you niggers won't buy it, and I'll lose my job.
And you weren't listening. You know what I mean? He was getting frustrated because, yeah, man, it's a whole agenda, dog.
Yeah. Mama Jenkins says she got XM. She says she got XM Heart and Soul, but she like old school. I get that, Mama Jenkins. I'm just saying I don't even have a CD player in my car. Like they don't even newer cars now don't come with CD players in them because they don't make CDs anymore. Like where you got to go to like a used record store to get CDs. Can you still buy them at Walmart? I don't even know. Like I don't. Anybody know?
Buy them somewhere.
Where?
I ain't seen them, but you could buy them. So you got to be able to get them somewhere.
Where almost all the record stores are closed, and then Walmart took them out. I mean, Target said, and Best Buy said they took them off the shelves. So I just like to know, where would you even get them now? I don't.
Right.
She said Amazon. There you go. Where there's a will, there's a way. All right. And I'm guessing that what's the other one? eBay. I'm guessing that they'd be a pretty good place to get some too.
Mama Jenkins got a bootleg, man.
Right, like, you don't even see the CD DVD man no more. What's the deal? Like, man, people used to be watching bootleg movies and somebody done snuck a camcorder into the theater.
Dog,
And I used
movies,
to hate that.
that
Like,
shit
dude, I
used to be
cannot watch
wild.
this.
I always wondering when was their last day of work. You know, like when was their last day in the parking lot when they just was like, man, it's over, and just packed it up.
Straight
Shit,
up.
when Walmart said we closed. Walmart in Midtown said, "Nah, we done." But do you see them? I don't know. I don't go to East Capitol Walmart a whole lot, so I don't know. Are they still out there? Like,
Not
it's about to be holiday shopping season, so we all gonna get a taste of something of, you know. And I don't fault them for being out there hustling, because just like the woman ringing the bell with the Salvation Army bucket, that shit's a hustle too.
I remember that's
Like Kamar said, I get the business side of rap if there's an audience for it, but you're the one who is kind of controlling the ebb and flow of the trends, and I feel like you should try to create some balance in it and say, okay, hey y'all, we got all these gangster rappers, let's try and get something a little bit more positive. But they don't give a shit. They don't care because it's not their community.
Because they're evil like that.
They don't care. It's not their community, Kamar.
And then we
They ain't got to live in them slums.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's what I say. I mean, we both saying the same thing. I'm just saying they evil like that. You know what I mean? Like, you evil because you're doing it to a whole nother community. You evil because you're doing it to other people, period. And you won't do it to your own.
I thought it's funny that Young Jeezy's Snowman and Trap or Die and Trap for Life and Trap, and then his son graduated from a exclusive private school.
Right.
Wait a minute. Wait, are we trapping at Harvard? What's going on? Okay. Like, we allow ourselves to be played like that, and I'm not gonna lie, y'all. As we old people on this show, I realize that. So we talk a lot of shit about Sexy Red, but she's the hottest thing in the game right now. I just seen some footage of her doing a show in St. Louis last night, and she had the baby on the stage with her. Man, I'm talking about this arena. It's an arena sold out. All of them singing her songs along with her. So they don't care what us old farts talking about when we say them lyrics is too nasty. They be like,
you know what? Hey, they also phasing out just real fast, like we say they gonna do.
Yeah.
They disappearing real fast.
Where will she be in 5 years?
I bet you we don't hear too much of shit else from Glorilla.
Yeah, you haven't heard a whole. That's the one who said that's just me, right? I get him confused.
I bet you we don't hear too much else. we may get another album out of her just because it's Yo Gotti. You know what I'm saying? But we ain't gonna hear too much else from her.
You'll hear a lot from Doja Cat because she's a devil worshiper.
I mean, Doja Cat got flow though. That's different.
She does, but she's the devil worshiping thing is probably what's gonna get her over. But she does. She can flow because the one song she has, I'm like, dude, she's actually flowing on the song. But
she be kicking that shit.
She's just weird. I don't really do the weirdo. Simps and weirdos. I don't do simps or weirdos, right? Like,
we see. So like,
you say, Kim, that's why you don't got no friends. You're not lying. It's not like you're not lying. I really don't have no friends, right? Like, nobody don't want to hang out with me. Like, man, don't nobody want to hang with Kim. I get it. I understand. I get it. Like I said, I'm a stick in the mud. Let me see. Erica Hunt said Jeezy from the hood. Right. Okay, but I'm saying your message you got a whole generation of kids who have done all of this stuff, and you're their kind of like hero. That's what you stand for to them. And I don't know how many songs he has where he says, well, hold on though. Don't do that. Go to school. Like, okay, so people talk about how negative NWA was, but there was always a couple songs that spoke to something. Express yourself, or it's always something on there that's telling you something real. Like, okay, well, this is
look, and then you listen to them. Like, it's very seldom where you heard them talking about, I shoot you, I do this to you, I do that to you, I do this. They was just talking about what motherfuckers is doing in the hood. Black police showing out for the white cop. You know what I mean? Like, they wasn't even talking about it like, I do this, I. It was more of a teacher thing, I think. It wasn't so much even glorifying shit.
Yeah, even
They,
Gucci Mane wasn't a lot
you
of
know what I
violence.
mean? They wasn't glorifying it. They was like, I feel like they was like more of a cry for help.
You said Gucci Man, what? The ice cream face dude? Ice
I
cream
was going
tattoo?
off of the violence part because, like Kamara was saying, it wasn't a lot of shoot 'em up, bang bang like Gucci Mane. It was a lot of just flossing and selling dope and other shit and shit that happened in the neighborhood. But it wasn't the way the music talk about killing and shit. Now it wasn't a lot of that back then. Even when if they was dope boy rapping, it wasn't
was
what it
killing.
is now.
But now he killed somebody in real life, didn't he?
Oh, because Jeezy sent somebody over there to kill that nigga. I mean,
okay. But he was really gone out on drugs at one point. He got himself cleaned up in prison, though, right? Like it's funny that we saying way back then and we talking about Gucci Man. That's how old I am. I'm like, ain't that new? Ain't that new? Ain't that Gucci Man new? No, Kevin, that's old shit now. Courtney, I get what you're saying though. You know what? It took me 12 years to understand Future. I never understood the appeal of Future until the latest music he just released. Like, you know, you telling me you falling out of love with me. Like, I'm like, okay, that shit I can understand.
I still, yeah, I've never been a fan of his music, but people love him. Like, people, man, he got a whole following, and that's good for him, dope for him. But I remember when I first heard him with that Tony Montana song or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck is dude talking about? But my kids liked him.
Molly Percocets. At that point in his career, I was just like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, but it's that's a lot of that shit. I understand a lot of it's not for my old ass, so I shouldn't be riding down the street bumping that, right? I said the record store on 73rd and Good Hope. They stand in front of Family Dollar and 7 Mile discount on 60th and Silver Spring. She said, I have allegedly brought some DVDs and CVDs. Allegedly, show and tell herself. You pull up somebody, you got that new Star Wars. She said, speaking of Walmart, have anyone heard of what's going on with the building in Midtown? What is going on with the building in Midtown? I haven't seen any news on that, Mama Jenkins. Do you got some news for us on that? She said, Jeezy, Erica Hunt said, Jeezy helped me out the hood with that Thug Motivate. That's interesting. That's interesting that he helped you out. I didn't, you know what? I wasn't a Jeezy fan either. I thought his first album was creative. Once again, you could be talking about some bullshit for me, but if you're doing it in a creative way, I say, well, that's cool. Right? Like I'm a cheerleader for foolishness like that. So I thought his first album was cool, but after that, I was kind of like, I don't get it.
I felt the same. Yeah, I agree.
She said, so I'm icy. I'm like, that was the bane of my existence. You gotta, for me, coming out of the 90s, coming out of the rap that we had in the 90s, going into the early 2000s, I was totally disgusted. It was like, all this shit sucks. I like literally, if it wasn't Ludacris or T.I., I was just like, this shit sucks. It all sucked. I started listening to old school R&B. I really got off into soul and funk, and that's when I really became a Parliament fan and all that kind of stuff. Earth, Wind, and Fire. I got all back into that. I started going.
My shit started changing too around that time. I started listening to other shit too.
Okay.
Right around that same era.
Yeah. I mean, that's when I really would go to.
It broadened. You know?
Because I wasn't getting it. Because in the 90s, it was like every week I went to the store and I bought 2 CDs, 3 tapes, 3 cassettes. Damn, that's how old I am. You know, and it was all dope. And it's always new music. And the summertime was always the tight shit. But then I got into the 2000s. I'm like, wait, I'm so icy.
That is my favorite song.
Oh my God, that was hot cat shit to me.
That's my favorite song in the whole world.
I thought it was a joke.
What?
Yeah, I thought it like, you know how motherfucker make a parody type song? I thought it was something like that.
Wow.
At first. And then they kept playing. I'm like, oh shit, this is a real song. Like,
right. And it's hot. Right? And it's hot. Like I wasn't that's what I'm saying about Cash Money. Like I wasn't bling bling and all that. I was like, this is garbage. I'm still to this day not really a Lil Wayne fan. I'm like, he looked like E.T. I don't get it.
What got to do with his
because he's just a weirdo to me. He's just a weird. I just didn't. Once again, Courtney, you got to understand, I'm damn near 50 years old. So
got to do with his rap style and his flow, what he looked like.
He just was weird. He just was weird. When I started seeing people with tattoos all over their face and on their neck, and I mean, I was like, yo, the
Pressure
fuck is this? I mean, at this time though, I'm teaching school. So I'm watching kids, I'm watching the effect that these dudes is having on these kids. And I'm saying, wow, kids wearing 6X t-shirts and pants 5, 6, 7 times too big for them, walking around like it's like, dude, you look like a fucking idiot. Dion, you call back. What's popping, man?
Man, Cam, I'm just disappointed in your music choices, man. But no, I'm just fucking with you, yo. But I fuck with a lot, man. Listen, man. That's why I be on 10 all the time, man. I be listening. I like that new shit. I fuck with Goosey. I fuck with Webby Droma. Dolph, my nigga, though, hands down. Like, I love that nigga. Like, I know that nigga. Like me and him. Dolph, one of them niggas is like a hood nigga. Everybody out there getting money. But you know, he one of the niggas that's getting money. But we all just fuck with each other. You know, like, man, I love that nigga Dolph, man. May he rest in peace. I fuck with all them niggas, man. Mo 3. This one nigga down from Alabama called Honeycomb Brazy. You know what I'm saying? I stay on that down south shit, though. You know what I'm saying? That's all them niggas. You know, I don't fuck with young.
Uh-oh, your walkie-talkie.
Like,
you said you don't mess with who you went out.
lost you, Dion.
I don't fuck with Yo Gotti. You know what I'm saying? Gotti. I don't fuck with Yo Gotti.
Okay.
But I fuck with all that. I fuck with all. Some of that shit, now I do agree with you. It is a little, you know, like Lil Wayne, like, but Cash Money? Come on, man. Niggas was selling so much dope, yeah. Nigga, I damn near wanted to go grab a foreigner baby just hearing about you. You know what a foreigner baby is, don't you? I wanted to go grab a foreigner baby when you brought Cash up. But I remember, man, we sitting at the table. We got the blocks on the table on my mama. Bling, bling, come on, niggas rolling up. We bagging up. We doing it. Got the scale going. I'm talking about that motherfucker live. You know, back in the days, niggas be like, man, don't use your hand for that. My lips numb and shit. But you know, shit, we doing us though. We ain't, you know, doing no Mac joints and no shit like that. But you know, when you busting that shit down, that shit get on your face, pass blood. That don't make no difference. Get fucked by no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But for real though, man, Master P make them say, oh,
garbage.
Come on,
Trash.
See murder.
Trash.
See murder. Fuck the mother niggas.
Trash.
Right
I've always hated that song. I've always hated that song. Fuck them other niggas, cause I always sit down when that song comes on. Like,
so you can play that in the club right now, motherfuckers go. Old ass niggas. I went to Savoy's this weekend. I got out for a little bit, went to go, you know, shake a tail feather, look at some ass here and there, though. You know what I'm saying? But man, like, you know who else I fuck with? I love A-Ball and MJG. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with them cats. I never, after the first Outcast, I never really. Like Andre 3000, whatever that nigga name is, he kind of got weird to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't listen to none of that. Like, I got to listen to hood, grimy shit I can relate to. You know what I'm saying? Niggas out on the block all night, sleeping up under the porch, got the bag on them, got the thing on them. You know what I'm saying? Pulling all-nighters out there getting money. Niggas ain't washing up because we got pockets full of money. Fuck it, we need to go into the laundromat, nigga. We going shopping. Going shopping every day of the week. We out there on the block getting it. I relate to shit like that. That's why when I be, you know, I be on bullshit. That's when I be telling you, I be seeing these
hey,
niggas.
I remember those days, man.
Listen.
Hell yeah, what though? Man, I relate to that shit, bro. I relate to that shit, man. On the
real. Listen. Here's the deal.
Huh?
I get that your days, like especially when you're young. Wherever you were at the time with a lot of that music, it'll take you back.
Nigga, I was damn near 40.
I start thinking about, way too long. Because when I start thinking about listening to Baby Drew, listening to Country Boy Click, and listening to UGK, and listening to Ghetto Boys, and like that's when I was actually involved in street shit. But when I listen to it now, though, some of it I will click past it. Like, I can't believe I used to like that shit. Because I've matured.
So you've been gone from the street for a long time. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, my nigga. I just left the street. When Corona kicked in, I just left the street.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Me and my niggas, we was out here like I'm going to work every day, still doing me penitentiary chances. I ain't getting fuck. I gotta eat. Me and my guy and them, they out here. They had that funky for the low. You know what I'm saying? Nigga grabbing that, that vacuum seal, bust that motherfucker. Oh, that nuggets up in there, bitch. You understand what I'm saying? So I just left the street. So that's why I can relate to, this shit, though. You know what I'm saying? So you had a family. you had a family, and you know, you mature,
Right.
you know.
I was a square.
You know,
I
I'm
had
just
squared
me,
up.
man.
Dion.
Yeah.
I had
Nah, you
squared
want
up.
square?
Yeah. I had
Nah, you
squared
want
up.
square? You was fucking with the niggas down on the low end.
No.
On the real.
No. I had squared up for real, because even when I would kick it with my guys, when I would still be on Atkinson with the homies, right? I went to work the next day. Like you said, I had a couple kids. I'm like, I got babies, man. I got responsibilities. And I also looked at the whole cycle. Like, this is dysfunctional in our own community. You love the hood, but you keep people in the hood strung out on the bullshit. I get it. You getting your money.
Yeah, I agree with
But it's counterproductive. So I still dipped and dabbed. I remember I used to go to real clubs. Like, I used to hang with cats who was, we was other sophisticated black men. They went to clubs like bar. We downtown.
Yeah, I remember riding around.
I look at my watch and be like, oh shit, it's 1 o'clock. I got to go to J&J's. So I was going to 19th and Atkinson. So I was leaving.
My mama go up in there, go grab a half a pint. We had, man, on my mama. That motherfucker, man, red snapper right across the street. That motherfucker juking all night long. We didn't have to go in the bar. Then we go down on 13th, fuck with Stewart's.
That's
Then
right.
Big George was down the street.
That's
I'm telling you, bro, motherfucker, we riding out, man. Listen, man, we riding around one night. We got AK on the back seat. We got Big 4-5 on lap. We both got F's behind our. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the time, I'm going to keep it real with you, bro. Like, when you live that street, like my one lady friend I be talking to, she like, because she live in Chicago, she like, I don't understand how these young men, because she just went to a funeral, her little cousin, he's 16. But see, I had to break it down to her. When you live that life, death come with that shit, prison come with that shit, and you accept all of it. Like, I wanted my niggas to know if I was going out, long as I had that gun in my hand and I was trying to get off on a nigga ass, if I was dead, I didn't die though. My niggas know I died trying to get on a nigga ass. I ain't go out like no hodo.
No, you died.
Yeah, I died. I died, but I still lived on.
No,
though.
you don't. You don't live on. You don't live on.
I lived on as a writer, Kev. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Hey, Dion.
Man, you
how about
can
this?
keep what up?
Okay.
Remember. I remember.
Go ahead,
I remember,
Kumar.
like, like I always say now, I talk about how you live that life, you got to know what come with it, right? So one of the things even back then was like, nigga, you got to prepare for jail.
Okay.
Yes,
nigga,
sir.
know what's coming. You got to prepare for jail, nigga. Work out, get your push-ups in.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? So you can stay right when you get in there. You can take care of your motherfucking self till you get around somebody. You know what I'm saying? So it was
hell yeah.
Dog, this shit was crazy, man. Like,
it was
just,
I kept sale money. I kept sale money at the crib.
I think back, right? I think back at that mindset. Dog, that was stupid as fuck. Like, dog, I'm actually preparing.
Yeah, hell yeah, it was stupid, immature.
You know what I mean? I'm actually preparing to go to prison, dog, and I'm cool with that.
Man, that's the life we live, though, bro. Oh,
but
that's why I tell motherfuckers.
I'm just
I can go to any hood in America.
That's the life. I'm just saying, I said that was the life, but that was the life we lived. But I'm just saying, like, dog, that shit toxic as fuck.
Well, if you go back in early in the show when I said sometimes you gotta see the signs, right? And I can tell you unequivocally, my visits to Waupun and to Red Granite or to wherever Black River Falls, wherever it was that my cousin was at.
Yeah, that's Jackson.
In his 13-year bit. And here's one of my big homies who showed me how to scramble. And watching him go through that 13-year bit early as a youngster, the first time I went at 19, I said, you know what? This shit ain't for me. I need to figure out something else. I need to at least try and pursue a different direction. And that caused me that's what made me say, you know what? I'm finna take advantage of this school shit that they paying for. Because I was just up there smoking weed, having fun, playing football. It was just like whatever, Right. Then I realized, no. You take advantage of this. That shit right there is where you don't want to be. So I ignored that red flag early. It just took me longer to separate from the cats who I was really like I had love for, like the real, like my guys who we came up from knee high to a grasshopper. I didn't even understand then that eventually that separation has to happen because now we have two different minds, right? Like, because you're gonna fuck around, get caught up in something that's meant for them, because you said and you don't live on. If I got 2 babies at the crib and I get murdered because, like you said, I had that thing in my hand, I was trying to a nigga, I don't live on. I'm mourned. It's the difference between it's the difference between living and being mourned. So you ain't living on because your kids every year on your birthday they say, "Oh man, we gotta wear a t-shirt with daddy picture on it." I never met him, but man, he stayed on niggas' ass with that thing, trying to go, that's not living on.
Yeah, that's the life though, man.
But that's why you gotta get out. No, I get that, but that's why you gotta get out.
Man, I got so many niggas that's gone. My little nigga Jeff Calhoun, may he rest in peace. My nigga Lil Jesse off 45. My nigga Petey. That's when I started respecting niggas from Milwaukee. My nigga Petey, may he rest in peace. He had a shootout with the police in '96 right across the street from Philly's Whitley. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I first moved up here from Milwaukee, I wasn't respecting Milwaukee niggas because in Chicago, we stand on business. I'm coming up here GD down. You understand what I'm saying? I'm like, these niggas ain't got no structure. They ain't living by no land. They ain't got no decks. And then when I see my nigga, he killed Big Will. May Big Will rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? He killed Big Will on 44th. It was some bullshit. But when I seen my nigga actually get off on the police ass, even though they say he killed himself, but they killed folks though. You know what I'm saying? I said, oh, these niggas, these Milwaukee niggas, you know what I'm saying? And then from there, like I tell niggas all the time, I'm Chi-Town raised, but Milwaukee made, goddammit. You feel what I'm saying? So I love my cities, you know what I'm saying? And the street life, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it made me who I am now. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I would have hated to be a nigga that don't know nothing. Don't know how to mac on a hoe, don't know how to get out of situations, don't know how to do nothing. So, in a way, the street it's a university, man. It's all what a person make it. I ain't gonna never glorify that lifestyle, but it makes a person and it break a person. You know what I'm saying?
At this point, if it did, if you were fortunate enough, and first of all, when I listen to you talk, I don't think the streets is the only thing that made you. You don't strike me as a person that's not unintelligent. So I think you're not giving yourself enough credit. I think the fact that you survived the streets is what made you. It wasn't the streets. It was your ability to survive, right? The fact that you doing what you're doing now shows me that you was able to think ahead at a certain point to say, you know what, enough is enough of this shit. I can talk this shit and I can reminisce, but I ain't. Hey, I'm cool on it. I'm gonna go ahead and go to the crib.
You know what I told you? Shit, I can't go to jail. I ain't, I got little Courtney out there. You know what I'm saying? So, motherfucker, go to the joint. You know, off on a nigga.
Courtney, you got to want to change his life.
Yeah, hey, you know, when you got something out there waiting on you, you can't be fucking out. Right?
I'm about to hang up on you, man.
I'm gonna snatch one of them dreads out here. All right, I'm gone, man. I'm gone. Love y'all, man.
All right, man. Man. Courtney, you got the man changing his life for you, Courtney. He said, Courtney, I got Courtney out here. I can't go to jail. The look on her face on that picture now is even more relevant. Look at it. That's just wild. Erica said a lot of men like Future. I know. I'm just saying. I think his music kind of evolved, right? I think to go into like the song he made with Tim's, like I'm like that's the sound is more evolved where a grown up or a grown man can listen to it. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, if most of the music is made by 18, 19, 20-year-olds, there's not a whole lot of shit an 18, 19, or 20-year-old can tell me at this point in my life. There's not a whole lot he can tell me. Like, I'll be like, well, you're still a baby. What the fuck you mean? I'm a baby. Bro, I was 27 years old when you was born. You got to think about it like that.
I can tell you about shit when you was born, nigga.
Right. Like, I know your mama, right? I might say the way I know your mama, if I didn't know your mama the way I know your mama. I know your mama, boy. I know your daddy, too. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not. So their music, of course, I realize it's not for me. That's why I enjoy listening to it with my son, because I get to see, okay, well, this is how y'all looking at shit. This is what it's come down to. She said, Erica Hunt said, man, Lil Boosie, Jeezy, and Webby, Plies, and Neo were on my main playlist. Nah, at this time, I'm bumping some Motor Booty Affair by Parliament or Dr. Funkenstein, or I'm listening to Kool and the Gang, Hollywood Swinging. Like, I'm listening to Songs in the Key of Life by Stevie Wonder. Unless it was a Devin album being released, or when When Pimp C first got out of jail, I went back a little bit. I went back. I bought both of the UGK albums when he came home. And then that became pretty much the most ruthless thing he was going to hear me playing, because Pimp C was a little extreme, but he was such a genius musically. And there was always a message in his music too. Tiarsha says her favorites was Cube, Short, but her husband's was Prince and Gerald Levert. And I still listen to their songs right along with Maze. Yeah, I was on the, what I'm saying, I went to doing research. I would go to the exclusives and go through the CDs. Like, man, I got to have this. Like, you know, all of a sudden my collection changed just because I was evolving. I didn't even know it. Yeah, them long t-shirts. I used to crack up at my students coming into class in the morning, like, "What's up, Mr. Barnes?" I'm like, "Dude, you literally have on a dress. You literally have on a dress." That's Rel and Courtney's generation, though.
Hey,
so Rel a little behind.
Hey,
right
I could appreciate that better than what's going on now. Than the sagging ass out, tight ass jeans and shit.
I don't want no upgraded flip phone, Tiarsha. Jesse Perry said, "Yeah, he killed Pookie Loke." He's talking about Gucci Mane. Gucci Mane. I used to call him the dude with the ice cream tattoo. She said, "I always dance to Back That Ass Up" by Juvenile. What female doesn't? It's old church women who get up when that shit come on. Like, "Oh, this is my shit right here." I don't know what it is about that song. It's like
they play it in church.
And let me say this. I said I didn't. He said they play it in church. I would say this too. I wasn't like a Cash Money fan, but I think Juvenile's first album was classic because it was a lot of live instrumentation. Manny Fresh was at his best. So I did bump Juvie's first album. But after that, I was just kind of like, yo, what is this shit? Jesse Perry said, "I remember the Young Jeezy versus Gucci Man versus." Yeah, I didn't watch it. I watched Big Daddy Kane versus KRS-One. Said that song still go hard in the club today. Probably won't be in the club for a while. Probably won't. Even if my back heals all the way up, I'm not going back to the club. Dion is in need. She said, "I'm in need of a new plug." Well, y'all got to talk about that off the show. Said, "So Icy came out my senior year of high school along with Trapper Die. Damn, I am old." Right? I think I might have had a couple kids by that time with a real job. I think I was teaching school when the songs came out. That's how old I am, man. J&J's in Rose's place on 20th and Locust. Yeah, man. Tiarsha, don't tell me you used to be. Let me find out you used to be in J&J's. I don't remember you in J&J's. That was our spot. Said I used to go to Spins, Media Play, Independent Records, and Virgin Records in Denver for my CDs. I used to sample as many as I could. I would copy CDs like every week back then, every Tuesday. Yeah, man. I had to jump on LimeWire and start going back to find the old school shit at that point that was out of print. She said they don't teach that anymore in the streets. Kamar. Erica said they don't teach that anymore in the streets. I think when you was talking about being ready.
No, they just snitch their way out.
Yeah, you don't get ready.
They ain't got to get ready.
Because you're going to tell anyway. All right. Get ready to tell on somebody. Man, he said, "Sitting on Top of the World" by 8Ball and MJG just turned 28 years old. Damn. I bought that shit from Audio Vibes on cassette back in the days. He said, "Coming Out Hard just turned 30. Damn. Stop it. You fucking me up, man." Rel, I want to make this point before we get out of here too. This is the time of the year, and I see now it's coming out 1 million people doing coat and hat drives, right? And we just had Courtney on here, and damn it if I can't remember what she said her friend's place was. I just forgot it that easy. I'm gonna get the flyer. I'm gonna look at the flyer.
Joyce's place.
Joyce's place. There we go.
Yeah, by Midtown. I think it's on. I think it's right off the Capitol, ain't it?
She said something on North. We got the flyer.
North? Okay.
Yeah. I got. Listen, a lot of people there's giveaways. There's about to be turkey giveaways. Shout out to Keith Terry, by the way, because he found an old picture of me at the turkey giveaway when I was with the Panthers. And some other dude had it on his page like, "Yeah, I really used to be out here doing Black Power." And keep commenting like, "That look like Kevin Barnes in his Panther days." I'm like, that is me. Come on, son. Like, I don't know if he just thought, I'm going to throw this out here. Ain't nobody going to know. Okay, but my point is seasonal depression. The seasons change. And you talk all the time about your what's the clock? What's the thing?
Circadian rhythm.
Circadian rhythm and all this. What is seasonal depression really based on mentally? And how can we counter it if we suffer from it?
It's your body just going through its cycle, and during this time we get less sunlight, so we're producing less vitamin D. And even though they call it vitamin D actually isn't a vitamin, it's a hormone. So pretty much when you have less sunlight, you may have a hormonal imbalance. So it's no different than postpartum, menopause, or whatever other negative psychological effects can happen due to an imbalance. So some things that could be done is try to eat more things that got vitamin D in it. They say I believe fish. They say mushrooms, if you put mushrooms in the sunlight, they start producing vitamin D, and you can eat those for anybody who don't want fish. I take, like, especially around this time of year, I take a vitamin D supplement, and I also take my sea moss, burdock root, and there's one more thing up in there, but it's a supplement. But it's supposed to like help detoxify and stuff like that. But other things you could do that you don't have to pay for is shit. Cultivate a practice of gratitude, meditation, and like I say, just smiling for 30 seconds can force your brain to produce dopamine, endorphins, and serotonin, which is almost like a happiness shot, a shot of happiness, a mood boost.
I seen somebody biting your shit too today on Instagram. They were selling manuals, and they was calling them gratitude manuals. And they was giving them to people, and people was coming on there with their testimonies. Like, since I started doing my manual, my health has improved. I've been able to lose weight. And I'm like, that's real shit. They stealing real shit. So if somebody's trying to bite your shit, I just want you to know.
Hey, as long as people's consciousness is being elevated and they learning free and healthier ways to combat their mental issues, hey, I'm just one of the workers, man.
Okay, well, don't bite my shit. Right? I ain't like that. I'm not sharing. God damn it. It's enough going on right now where I see people sneak listening. Don't be biting my shit. If I see it, I'm calling you on it. It's my shit. What you doing? She said she played at Tiarsha said she was on Rose's dart team, and they always played at J&J's. Okay. I think I probably was there later at later hours than you were if y'all was there playing darts, because I used to be in there. Graveyard shift when Atkinson was Atkinsoning. That's when we used to be in J&J's. And free Larry Hoover, he's in the Supermax here. It is time for them to free Larry Hoover, and I'm not even for no gang stuff. I'm just like, the man has more than paid his debt to society. Like I don't. At least a lot of men have spent his last years with his family, man. Like I don't. Whatever crime he committed, I don't know what they are, but I think the fact that he came with this he was part of the movement that became the largest gang in the country, basically one of the largest street gangs in the world. And there is some culpability. You do have to, you should be held responsible, but he has been. I mean, damn. I mean, you've taken his whole life from him. I mean, and if your message is always about, well, you go to serve your time because you're paying your debt to society for redemption, his is more than paid. He's been in solitary confinement for 30-something years. If I'm not mistaken, I'm no Larry Hoover expert, but from my understanding, he's been in there Supermax.
Hey, look, he's a senior citizen. You know what I mean? I think the man and he has changed a lot. Like, you can hear the stuff he talk about and everything. You hear where his mind at. But it's a bigger thing. They don't want him to get out and start unifying them brothers. Because, you know what I mean? He has influence. Let's be real. You know what I mean? He could influence these brothers into unifying and stop all this goddamn killing and shit. Like, slow up. You know what I mean? Ease up.
Do you really believe he could go to Chicago and do that?
Huh?
Do you really believe he could go to Chicago and do that right now at this point?
Well, I think it's a lot of people still in place down there, you know what I mean, where they could have some influence and begin to change. I don't think he can go. It ain't like, he can't just be like, hey, look, everybody stop the shit. And no, it ain't like that. But you know what I mean. It's got to start somewhere, and I feel like they know he will be a big part in that process. But they don't want that shit to happen. They want these niggas to kill each other off.
Yeah, no, that's true. I know that. I'm just saying, like, I think from their own, I've heard them say they don't want him, like, they don't want him out. They don't respect. Like, I've heard youngsters say nobody would listen to him now. Like, and I'm just like, damn,
Yeah,
it's
probably
like that.
probably none of them. You know what I mean? That's what I say. It's always gonna be an opposing force out there in the streets. You know what
But
I
they're
mean?
the ones who do it though, right? Like they're the ones who are actually. So I
Yeah.
don't. I'm just.
But you know, you talk okay when you start talking about the influence of people, and I'm just thinking of what I, you know, what I mean, taking my wild guess. But when I say the influence, you know what I mean. I'm talking about brothers that's a lot older like him. You know what I mean. So you start talking about these brothers are also these young niggas' uncles, these young niggas' fathers, these young niggas' grandfathers, these young niggas. You know what I mean. Telling influence. You know what I'm saying?
So I mean, yeah,
It ain't the end all, but I'm just saying it can. You know what I mean? There's a lot of influence that I feel like he could put out here. Him and Jeff Fort.
right.
You know
I
what I'm
forget,
saying?
what's the brother's name? Benny. What's his
Because
name?
let's be real. Hey, because let's be real. When Jeff Fort, when they, you know what I mean, when they with the whole El Rookin demonstration, because they was changing shit. You know what I mean? It's when they started doing more positive things for the community and shit also. You know what I mean? So it was like, I feel like at that point they was 1 foot in the door and 1 foot out. You know what I'm saying? But they wound up taking them down before they could really make that change. So now it's like, yeah, you get both of them brothers out there, man. You know, that's like I say, that's a lot of family members that's like trying to pull a little rank here with their own family.
I was looking for Benny Lee, who was a vice lord leader. I heard Benny Lee speak because he came to St. Charles and spoke to the kids who had at one point was on death row in Illinois. He was one of the founding vice lord members. And you know, like you said, to come home and really just be a counter to what's going on in the streets, he was a great voice. But the only problem was a lot of kids just couldn't relate to him because
Right,
it was so long ago,
right,
right? Like
right.
they was just like their whole thing was like, but you don't understand how it is now,
Right.
right? Like even I seen Earl Ingram come into North Division one time and bring Sterling Daniels, and they were talking about, you know, if anybody knew, rest in peace to Sterling, he knew, right? He had 35 years, I think he had done. And the kids, they just were not on, they weren't trying to hear it. Like it was to the point where he had to basically check them and say, yo, hold on, if nothing else, be quiet when an elder's talking. Like he had to do it like that. Like it was literally that disrespectful for those kids because they just couldn't relate to it. Because he was saying, you know, 45 years ago when I was growing up in Milwaukee, well, that was pre-crack. That was a different, and I know y'all had y'all ills because that was heroin and powder, but it was just a different time. So, but I mean, people received his message. Some kids did, and some kids heard. Benny Lee wrote books. I don't know if he still tours. He used to be everywhere in Milwaukee. But he told a powerful story about, you know, being involved in prison riots and, you know, getting involved with murders and shootouts in Chicago. And so, yeah, I think it's time to let Larry Hoover come home. I would love to see Larry Hoover come home and be able to just stand with Farrakhan and have them both speak. Like that would be
And
some.
see, and that's what I'm talking about right there. You know what I mean? They know he will be a powerful force as far, you know what I mean, with the people who we could connect with.
Right.
Powerful people who we could connect with like
It
that.
would be nice. It would be powerful. Mama Jenkins said, she said, another learned show. Kamar, I need to check with you. She said she needs a detox. She'll call you in the morning.
All right.
Isaac Cogs is giving out turkeys. This is what Tiarsha is saying, I believe, on Saturday, but check out their page on Facebook. There's about to be a lot. See, I don't really even get into I don't even do any of that anymore. At one point I was doing coat giveaways and turkey giveaways and all that stuff. I just said, you know what? I'm cool. Just cause, man, people just for all the shit we've talked about tonight, like we can harp on Lear Cohen for catching the millions from that music and these people who, but it's us. Our biggest enemy is us. It's hard to accept as a person of color because black people are so great. You know, we have so much potential and there's nothing we don't get involved in that we don't innovate. There's no school of thought that has not been touched by a black person at one point. There's no sport, there's no art form, there's nothing. We have the potential to be these phenomenal people. But for whatever reason, whatever the systematic ills have been, can't get right. Can't get right. And it's us. I'm not okay, so it's negative rap music on V100. You know? But it's us if we choose to go out there and try to recreate that. That's a decision that you make as an individual. When you start to get to the point where you look at your situation and say, this is unsalvageable. My life ain't worth shit, and I ain't worth shit. So I really don't value nobody else around me. I don't value this fake ass community. Whatever. I'll shoot your grandmama house up. Fuck you. Right? It turns into that. It turns into that. So, you know, that's what I'm saying. It's us. We talk about it. That's why I can always admit where I'm flawed at. You don't hear me on this show talking about other people. A lot of times the shit when I talk about somebody else, it's because I'm guilty of the shit too. Right? Like, so I'm not separating myself. Paris, you're right. All of UGK albums. Yeah, see, he said he had all of them. I've had them all too. That was like one of my go-tos. But even in some of that now, I don't even have the desire to hear it. Every now and then I'll get nostalgic and go and listen to some stuff, but some of it now I'm just like, I'm so past that. I'm so over that. She said she was there in J&J's late hours for my information. She was there late. I'm pretty sure you've been in there at the same time I was in there, Tiarsha, and that's why I say you never know. He was always in the back. He used to always be with the fellas in the back. Tall t-shirts. That was the crunk era, my high school years. Damn, y'all young. The crunk era was your high school years. Those years that I was raising toddlers. His crime with liberating black people, these white folks. I don't have she said a glided sentence for that. His crime with liberating black people. Eric, I'm behind. You got to put me up on that. Oh, she's talking about Larry Hoover. Did he liberate black people? I think he created a pretty tremendous problem. And he allegedly took part in the crack epidemic at one point. I don't know. But he's paid for whatever crimes he's committed, is my point. Whatever he should be free. I don't care. I don't care if they caught him with an 8-ball today. He should be still free. Like there's no way this man should still be in jail. 400 Degrees is classic. BG, Chopper City in the Ghetto, Turk, Untamed, Gorilla was off the ship by then. Only 400 Degrees for me. She said his image alone. I got one more call before we get out of here. What's going on? What's going on, Erica?
Nothing much. Just wanted to say, hey, y'all. How y'all doing?
We are good. Thank you for calling. How you doing tonight?
Peace.
I'm doing well. No, in my opinion, from what I heard, Larry Hoover had so much strategy and the mind manipulation game on lock. And then not only that, they took the profits and put it back into the community. Yeah, they was killing it at the same time, but they were also feeding the community as well. That's what Larry Hoover's biggest issue was, that he was ready to kill the police. He had no hesitation in doing so.
Yeah, that's the whole deal.
I'm an 80s baby, so I don't really know. I just know what I heard.
Right, that's true. You know what I mean? That's true. And that's what I was saying about the L. Rookins also with Jeff Fort and them. You know what I mean? Like they was feeding the community. They was doing shit for the community. You know what I'm saying? Also. So it was like they had one foot in the door, one foot out the door. You know, leaning towards trying to get out and get shit together, get shit right. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was all about back then.
And that's like the Chris Rock joke, though, where he says, "Yo, black people's relationship with America is like your uncle who molested you, but he paid for you to go to college." So that's the same
Yep.
thing. If I was killing and selling crack, but I was giving out free turkeys, right? Like,
Right.
it's like you can't hurt and
He was
harm
giving
something at the same time.
You know,
That's,
I,
I guess.
I get it, but you know what I mean? It's like, it's like with growth. When I look at myself, right? It was a time when I was in between hustling, selling dope and shit, and working a job. And then there was a time where I was in between working a job and doing my own thing. You see where I'm going with it? So that's what I'm saying. It's like a transition period. But then these people see these motherfuckers changing and starting to do good shit around the hood, around the community. Now we got to stop this shit. They fixing their own problems now. So now we're going to start breaking
That's
these
what that was.
shit down. And we're going to start saying that we breaking it down because they tearing the community up. They killing, drug dealing. And and they got them writing their tracks about all that shit. You know what I'm saying? But I like to say this, man. Like I say, these brothers are senior citizens now. Let them out, man. Let them live a little. You know what I'm saying? Let them live, man. They ain't in control of that shit no more.
That's right.
And if they get out and you see them doing otherwise, lock them the fuck back up.
Lock them back up. That's right. Like, they ain't gonna close the jail. Lock them back up.
They ain't, you know what I mean? They've been gone their whole life. They ain't fit to get out here and do nothing stupid. They know. Come on, man. They smarter than that. And you hear the talk that they talk now.
Yeah. Deborah Jenkins, listen at me, Mama Jenkins. She said it's Friday for free turkey at Isaac Cogg's 9 to 12 and Greater New Birth on Saturday. Not sure for the times of them. There's about to be a lot of this. There's a lot of turkey giveaways and toy giveaways. That's what I'm saying. What we did, we were never the only show in town, right? Like, because it was just many people who this is what they do at this time of the year. But I kind of looked at it like that need elevates. So I know people get down on themselves during the holidays. Like, dude, I'm not gonna have money for this, that, and my kids. I worry about giving my kids Christmas or having food on the table for Thanksgiving, and the pressure builds because of the financial expectations for the holiday season. And I know people are depressed. People get like seasonal depression is real, man. Like, I used to blow it off like, I had some bullshit. He just mad because he broke. But no, it's really, I learned that because my mom passed the day after Christmas. And so every Christmas day, I don't care how happy I am, there's a period of kind of like, and I had to learn to fight it, right? I had to learn to fight it when my kids were small because they were having so much fun most of the time. And I didn't want to be the dark cloud. I didn't want to be like, I'm going to ruin everybody's Christmas day, because it was just a period that I learned to get away and reflect a little bit and say, it's cool. Don't let the emotions overtake you. But for me, Thanksgiving and Christmas is always hard because those was the last two holidays I spent with my mom, and she passed the day after Christmas. What's up? What's up, Erica?
So I got a birthday starting November. I got Thanksgiving. I got Christmas, and then 2 days after Christmas, I got another birthday. And then the birthdays just keep going throughout the year. But the hardest part about beating the seasonal depression, yeah, definitely. I'm a single mama out the gate, right? So I'm taking care of 5 people alone. And I only make the low income of a single Black mother in America. Hinting the woman's part, right? Because they paying us pretty low. And it's just not enough. It's barely enough to make rent and pay for groceries, right? And then on top of that, you got to do birthdays, Christmas, and everything. So, low-key, I'm struggling on fighting that myself because every year I can expect this shit to happen.
Yeah, I'm almost at an empty nest now. My son's about to be 18 years, and my daughter will be 21 a week before Christmas. So we battled through it, trying to get to that season where you're like, man, this shit about to cost me a whole bunch of money. And but I feel for people who struggle I don't like to see kids. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I couldn't even lie. Christmas growing up for me, some of my best memories. My mother and father never played with Christmas. It was going down. Thanksgiving and Christmas was 2 holidays where it was cracking. I'm talking about I never woke up on Christmas Day without a stack of presents, right? Just opening shit for 2-3 hours. Just yay. So I always feel for kids who don't have the same experience. So I don't know. My mother cooked so much food for Thanksgiving, she'd be giving it away 2 days later. Like, come over here and get one of these pies, girl. You can have one of these cakes. I baked 5 of them, right? Like, we had more than enough. So I empathize. I always try to make sure my kids, I'd save my money. Like, man, we got to figure out something for these babies. Ironically, my first Christmas as a father, I got fired a week before. I got fired from my job. I brought my daughter home from the hospital and got fired from my job the same day.
Damn.
A week before Christmas. Yeah, it was rough.
Fucking loser.
Well, low key, I got a bleeding heart for anybody who losing their job right now. For the next 6 weeks, anybody that lose their job, I got a bleeding heart for you, just because it's gonna really be rough for a person. And I've lost a job right before Christmas time too. And low key, them was the Christmases my kids did they remember the most. But that was from the village that helped me. You know what I'm saying? But the community is losing the concept of village.
Yeah, because my mama stepped in. She's, hey, you got a baby, you good. Don't worry about it. Boom, here you go. Like, damn, mama, thanks. So yeah, you're right. That village is very important. That support system is very important, man. My mother-in-law came. She was on the way in town to meet the new baby. Like, oh, hey, how you doing, mother-in-law? I just lost my job. My village held me down though. So it's I guess, that's the stuff that keeps me. I don't get too down when I start getting, at Christmas. I say, but remember all the times that it was good. Remember the good ones. Don't focus on the bad ones. She said, who is this? Tiarsha? She said, "Raised in the Hood" by Sterling Daniels. Rose in the Hood by Sterling Daniels. She said,
"See y'all later, Outlaws. I gotta go. Mommy duty is calling my name." And
yeah, it sounded like somebody. Yeah, it sounded like you had a conflict.
Somebody laying down that's supposed to be laying down. So I gotta go handle my mommy duties. I'll chat with y'all later.
All right, Erica. Peace. No, Tuki got executed.
They like, yeah, mama on the phone. It's going down.
She listening to Outlaw Radio. She ain't gonna say nothing. All right.
Right.
And my mother just, don't make me come in there, goddammit. Hold on, girl. Come in there and whoop our ass and go get back on the phone. I'm back. It's like, okay. Mom's be like, I'm back. Had to go in there and fuck them niggas up. Who the fuck they think they playing with? No, Tuki is not. He was executed. Tiarsha, he was executed. And with the thing with Tuki Williams, like they were saying he had changed his life or whatever, but his take on it was unique to me because when I heard him in the interviews, he said, "No, the problem is what they got me in here for, I didn't do, but I did so much other shit that I'm not really tripping on this.
Right?
Like I probably had this coming, so I'm not really tripping." And he wasn't saying, "Well, they doing me wrong," so but no, he got executed. Snoop tried to help him. Oh no, not Tuki. They still did it. Let me see. Shabaka said, "Greetings. Shabaka, you late, but better late than never. What's going on, my brother? How you doing tonight?" She said, "Nope, it's how the almighty dollar has become so many people God." Yeah, money, man, right now, man. Money, baby. Money. I definitely know how you feel, Kevin. My mom died 2 days before Thanksgiving, and her birthday is December 19th. So these 2 holidays are hard, but I stay with a smile on my face for my kids and grandkids. Tell Erica Hunt to sign up at Salvation Army on 60th and Carmen for Toys for Tots. She said Raised in the Hood is one of the books he wrote. Not bro. I said Rose. She said Raised in the Hood. You know what? A lot of people might say this. Sterling was supposed to come on our show. He wrote the book, right? He actually, I can go back and find the message. He actually had inboxed me and said somebody recommended that I should come on your show. We had a mutual friend. I can't remember who it was at the time. And he said, well, this person told me I should come on your show. I said, well, man, yeah, of course you should. And so he was like, I'm going on this book tour. And when I come back, because he said, I got to feed my family. So I'm going on this book tour. And when I come back, we'll hook up and I'll come on the show. But it never happened. And he passed away. So yeah, he was supposed to come on the show. Sterling Daniels was supposed to come on the show. Kamar, what you got coming up this week, man? This weekend, I should say, because it's about to be the weekend.
Tomorrow I'll be at the Wisconsin Chamber of Commerce third Thursday at Legends Bar on 76 in Good Hope. Saturday I'll be at the Winters Farmers Market on 53rd and Capitol. And Sunday I'll be at the Sherman Park Grocery because they'll be carrying Vitality. So I'll be there all day promoting that during my program.
That's what's
I got
up.
a pretty full week this week.
Bro, what you got popping, man? What you got popping?
Shit, I got. So I wasn't able to bottle up my wine this week because my baby's been kind of under the weather. So I got that white grape and that red wine that I got to get bottled up. So I'll be getting that bottled up. Man, they smashed through that apple cinnamon wine, man. I had to hide a couple bottles just to hopefully have for Thanksgiving. So I'm gonna do another apple cinnamon wine, and then I'm gonna start a ginger and cranberry wine over this weekend. Just getting things cracking. I did look up how to legally sell my wine, so I got at least a price amount and what licenses I need. So I'll be on that. And I did design the label, so I'm gonna just work on that a little more as well, so I can have everything ready, man.
Yeah.
Okay. I listen. we were talking about music, right? We were talking about music, and we was talking about old school shit. And I was so hyped at the beginning of the summer when Scientists and Engineers came out, and I still think that should have been the song of the summer. But I understand.
Man, that motherfucker, man, that whole album, man.
Yeah.
That whole album, he laid it down.
But I thought Scientists and Engineers, like I was happy to hear Andre 3000. I was happy, and I thought he did a great job. But he has a new album coming out, so everybody was excited, and he's saying there's going to be no rap on, no lyrics on it.
Yeah, it's flutes.
Yeah, man, that's what I heard.
And listen, I'm not gonna. I don't want to hear a whole album of you playing the flute, bro.
I'm gonna fuck with it.
Some people are. A lot of people are.
You know, and you know what? I am gonna give it a listen when it come out. I'm gonna put it on title. I got it on top. I'm gonna have it on title.
Yeah,
I'm gonna give it a listen because I'm gonna tell you, man, the motherfucker might be banging somehow.
Right. I've always liked his expression, whether it was his paintings. Like I love every album art he did. You know what I'm saying? I like his spoken word, his lyrics, and then so I mean, you know, like I said, I wake and bake to jazz flute in the morning anyway, or saxophone covers. So this would just be added to my playlist of shit to smoke and vibe to.
Yeah, not really feeling the flute album. Sorry. Listen, once again, like Dion made this comment about the first Outkast album, Southern Playalistic Cadillac Music. To me, still to this day, one of the greatest hip hop albums ever made.
Mm-hmm.
Never been matched by them. I know they sold more records afterwards. I know they got more popular songs, but to me, that was one of the greatest rap albums I've ever heard because it successfully fused soul, funk, hip hop, consciousness, and gangster shit. And you haven't really heard a whole lot of albums that have been able to do that since.
Right.
And I think that's what the Killer Mike kind of did because it's still a Dungeon family. He rocks with the Dungeon family a lot. But that was a part of hip hop where there was live. These brothers was musicians. A lot of live instrumentation, a lot of singing. I remember Big what was his name? Big Rube, the poet.
The poetry.
Right. So that album, after that, it got kind of spacey, and then it just got kind of weird where it was like, what the fuck does Andre 3000 have on? And he got a right to his expression. I'm not this ain't about that. Because I still, as a lyricist, I still respected him. It got a little too eccentric for me. And it's a little too eccentric for me now. Like, okay, dope song with a flute. 14, I'm tired of the flute. Unless he got an innovation on playing the flute that is yet to be discovered. And I guess that remains to be seen. But I like
hey, I'm just you know, If it's just a flute, I probably won't like it. But I'm guessing it's got to be more than a flute. You know what I'm saying?
I'm preparing myself for the worst, Kamar.
Just because I'm thinking Andre is dope. He's a dope artist. You know what I'm saying? So I know he ain't gonna. I feel like he ain't gonna release nothing that's listenable.
He said himself, no bars on the album.
Right.
No, once
Maybe
again,
he just talking, saying some slick shit.
I don't know. It's big news to us as black people. And James Cowsey had an article about it in the Journal Sentinel. Like Andre 3000 first album in 17 years but it ain't gonna be no lyrics on it. It's gonna be instrumental.
I feel, man, look, he gotta talk, man. He gotta express himself too. And maybe that's his challenge, expressing himself through instrument. But I feel like he gonna say something, like it may not be rap, it may not be no kind of rhyme, but I'm thinking through it like he would be saying something, talking, maybe enlightening somebody or something. Right.
Fingers crossed.
Right.
Listen, once again, I'm like Parliament. Like I've looked in every rap album and find out who made what original song and gone back and found the original. I still listen to a lot of old stuff, like old groups that you would never even be like, I didn't know who made this, or that's where that sample came from. So I do enjoy instrumentation, but I don't want to hear a whole album with a flute playing. And now hopefully he'll impress me to the point where I say, Kamar, I'm over here grooving to this shit, right?
Yeah, it's kind of fun, man.
It ain't looking good for me. So let's see what this is about. I wanted more of what he did on Killer Mike, because I thought he killed it on Scientists and Engineers. Yeah, I'm like, that's a dope ass verse, right? That's what we used to, but this brother is not. He's unconventional. He one of them dudes, man. It's just super eccentric. I mean, it's same thing that happened to Prince after Purple Rain. It got a little too eccentric for us. It's like, whoa, bro, what? Your name's Symbol now? It was just crazy. So we'll see though. Erica Hunt said they need volunteers to help cook dinner for the homeless. She said the flyer is on her page, on Erica Hunt's personal page. Erica, share it with me so I can put it in the People's News Network, so people can volunteer. Where are you all giving out? Where are you cooking for the homeless at? Need to know all of that. He said, Rel, after you get everything together, ask certain bars, can you bring some of your wine there and do wine tasting, like Lil Will's, Catfish, etc. Do it around 1 or 2 p.m. on Saturday for the older crowd. TR will tell you how to get your business right. She'd be like, no, go do this. I told you, women tell you what to do like that. You want to be pushed around and get with any woman. She'll tell you, no, what you do is take that apart, put this in there, and then put it back. You'd be like, well, that ain't how I had it.
You know what? Hey, along my journey, man, I'm gonna tell you, women helped me a hell of a lot, man. Helped me evolve like a motherfucker. Like even with vending, like me going down here to Alice's Garden. Remember, I used to go vend down there every Tuesday and Thursday or something like that, kid. Going down there with all the women down there vending, man, they put me on my vending game. I need to decorate my table. How to greet people, and you know what I mean, all type of little small stuff, you know what I mean, that me being a man, you know what I mean, it's cool, my shit just be on the table, but they teach you know what I mean, just stuff like that. And then even with Vitality, right, I was drinking this tea every morning by myself, you know what I mean. I met Tyson, she started drinking it too. She put it in the refrigerator one day, she didn't finish hers. Took it home, put it in the refrigerator, and she sipped it and then called me back and was like, hey, this shit good, cold. I don't know if you knew that, but you need to bottle this shit up. My antennas went up. I started working on the flavor and made it happen. It was a vegan fest that year. Right when I did it, right when I finished it, the vegan fest was like the next week. I bottled up 90 bottles of Vitality and sold every one of them. And I said, yeah, I'm selling Vitalities now. Like
I'm not saying. First of all, let it be known that especially for foundational Black Americans, the Black man and the Black woman need each other.
Man,
Absolutely need each other. And
man,
I'm not saying anything contrary to that. What I'm
right,
saying is too much of anything is bad. And if you allow, because somebody did something to help you, if you allow that person, I'm not saying you did this, Kamar. I'm saying if
right, right.
somebody out there listening, somebody did something for them, they helped them out, and then they just turned total control over to that individual. Or then when because that person helped you, when they start hurting you, you wasn't gonna call a spade, then I believe you cross over into the sucker realm. But absolutely, I'm listen. As much as you hear me talk about my mother's influence on me, I would be stupid to say, my evolution into becoming more civilized comes from my wife. I was a caveman when I got married. I didn't, like you said about the table. I just put the shit on the table. We'll sell
Right.
it. I mean, she's the one who brings the finesse to say, no, maybe you should put a tablecloth on that table and have this
Yeah.
set up a certain way. So, yeah,
Right.
I
Put all the
totally
sea balls together. Put all your
right.
detoxes together. Like this shit just on the table.
Come on, son. Like I totally get that. My studio is a perfect example. It was absolute chaos. She said, I can't do this. Now shit boxed up, put away neatly, all kinds of shit. I'm like, damn, I don't even know where my own shit is. So I get that. The Black man and the Black woman need we need to work together. But it has to be us working together. For me, at least. The one thing I don't do well is get led around. I'm not a person I've never been a send-off, and I've never been a person who you could really just tell what to do. In a lot of cases, when you tell me what not to do, it makes me want to do it more. Right? Because I just don't like it. It was a very big point when I was growing up for my parents and my family to say, be your own self, be an individual, never lose sight of the value of yourself. You see people in relationships all the time that get out and say, I lost myself in this relationship. I didn't even know who I was. I had to free myself. I've always promised myself that would never happen to me. Kevin got to know when it's time to do for Kevin, right? Kevin has to know what the boundaries are. If you do certain things to me that I say I can't get past that, it's deuces. You'll get over it eventually. I just don't believe in, well, I got to stay here. I mean, for me, that's why the slaves stayed where they was at for so long. Well, where's we gonna go? My master have been good to us. He give us them chitlins and them pig feet and them ears and them schnauze to cook. At least we's eating, right? I know it's a horrible comparison, but I'm just trying to win the debate. So at this point, it don't really matter. Yeah.
What
Jesse
debate?
says I
Who
keep
you
hearing
ain't
that
even
too.
debating with nobody.
I know. It don't take. Come on, you act like I need. I'll sit here and talk to myself, right? Like it's
You
happened
wasn't
before.
even wasn't nobody even talking to you. You
I know,
debating with
man.
yourself. Like that shit
I
was
have
weird.
issues. I have issues. Right. My wife wasn't able to fix them all. He said I keep hearing that too about Andre 3000 new instrumental album. If it's dope beats, I get it. But if it's just him playing a flute, come on, son. You better call Big Boy. I never understood. I never understood how them dudes couldn't get back together and make another album. Like I feel like they should be able to look at each other and say, "Man, let's do this one more time." They say he has social anxiety disorder and all this kind of stuff, and I thought that they still both own the studio, but Big Boy said he bought him out a long time ago, so he
Hey,
owns the Stank on Your Studios by himself now.
I don't
And
think he
so,
got no social anxiety disorder. I just think he just evolved to a place where, you know what I mean, it's his music is more about him now. He want to create music for him.
it's
You
him and
know
his
what I'm
flute.
saying? And it ain't about being famous. It ain't about how many records he sell no more. You know what I'm saying? He don't want that pressure because it
Right.
was that pressure when it's him and Big Boy and they rapping. So it's like it's competition. And you know what I mean? You want to be out that race. Like fuck all that shit.
It's a man and his flute.
Just let me have some fun. You know what I mean? Been having fun with this flute. I'm finna do this. See if I can make some money with this. You know what I mean? Straight up. You know.
Weirdo. Barefoot on the
you know
corner in
what?
China
Hey,
playing the
you know
flute.
what? Hey, you know what? He may get more, may make more sales than he ever sold on his solo albums.
He
Who
might.
knows? You know what I'm saying? Because
I
people
don't.
want to hear now what he doing.
Right. We'll see. We'll
Who
see.
knows? You know what I mean?
You are entirely a glass half full type of brother, and I can appreciate that. I mean, you were super optimistic. I'm just
can't
going
even
to
help it. I can't even help it no more.
it's
It's
gonna
just
be
how
okay, Kev.
it's
Maybe
just
that
how I'm
flute will enlighten
programmed now.
you.
You got to see the bright side.
Right,
You got to
right,
see
right.
the bright side, and that's the side we headed to.
You can have a good time with a flute, Kev. What you talk about? Play a flute when it's just me and my lady together. Play flute music. He said, Jesse said, check out K Reno's new album, Audio Optics is hella dope. I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna give it a look on YouTube. She said, I'm giving real advice from the heart. Hypnotic vendors came to Lil Will's and Catfish with Hypnotic and t-shirts, and people have done wine tasting there too. It was a big hit. TR, listen, you give good advice. I'm not. But it seems like I say, the mama instinct, because when you deal with a woman, as good as Vitality turned out to be, it was her telling Kamar, this is what you should do. And Kamar saying, you know what? That's a damn good idea. So when you deal with a woman, prepare to be told what to do. I don't know.
Hey, look, in my head, I'm like, man, ain't nobody gonna like this shit I'm making. You know what I mean? So it's just me drinking it. Like, this ain't shit. I just found the way I like sea moss. You know what I mean? And then hold on, once we talk about the influence of female, the female influence, my daughter even helped evolve it because it was her idea one morning for me to put peppermint in hers because she liked peppermint tea. So I put peppermint in there and she made me taste it after that. And I'm like, oh yeah, we got to do peppermint every morning from now on too. You know what I'm saying? So the flavor just evolved, man. Me listening to the women around me, you know what I mean, help me develop.
Intuition.
You know, it's certain things a man, we good for our intellect, with our using our intellect, right? As far as discernment on what's good advice, what's bad advice, you know what I mean? And then even being able to, we have to be able to be open enough to be able to accept the advice and criticism, you know what I mean? And be willing to try shit.
I ain't gonna be no punk though. I ain't gonna be no sucker.
No, you ain't gotta be
I
no
don't
punk.
care what you
I ain't
do for me.
that.
I ain't simping out. No simping.
I don't even think that's, you know, in my world, that ain't even an option.
Right,
you know,
right.
Well,
in my world, it's just me. In my world, it's me doing what's best for me.
On Planet Kev,
if you feel like a simp to yourself. That's
on Planet Kev, people try to manipulate.
Hey, and feeling like if feeling like a simp is keeping you from doing simp shit, so be it. You know what I mean?
People try to manipulate you sometimes, and I'm always on my guard for that, and I would advise anybody else to be as well. Like, don't get manipulated. That's what I'm saying. That's all. It is what it is. She said when Andre 3000 makes millions, throw it in Kevin's face. Yeah, show us all how you go.
What good is that? Hey, but what good is that gonna do? That ain't gonna do shit.
Right. Well, no, it would be innovative to anybody to show somebody how you make $1 million off a flute album. That would be a new thing.
Hey, because look, listen. Hey, dig this. He's definitely gonna make $1 million off of this flute album.
Okay.
He gonna tour. He gonna do all type of shit. It's gonna, you know what I mean, stream it. He definitely gonna make $1 million off of this flute album. And him being him, just who he is. You know, like, it's gonna be people that like the shit just because it's him doing it.
She said he sounded like the kiddos talking about simp. I guess you just have to be where I'm from to understand. I listen, those individuals who come up with me and who know me well, when I say simp, they know what I'm talking about. When I talk about getting played, when I talk about being a mark, being a mog, letting somebody lead you astray, being a buster, those individuals who really know me know what I'm talking about. I don't do anything for likes. If I felt a different way, I would say something different. But for what my life has taught me, the examples that I've seen, it's better for you not to be a simp. And maybe if you ain't from 17th and Capitol, or you ain't stood on 19th and Atkinson, maybe that word don't sound, it don't sound like the hot shit to you, but that's what we defined it as. And it's not just about simping, being a simp for a female. There's a lot of different ways to simp. Where you say, man, dude, old simp ass nigga. We used to say that all the time. Oh, dude, a mog ass nigga. It meant a whole lot of different things, and they were all negative. Everybody stay on your P's and Q's, man. Be careful out here. Reckless driving is not over. Reckless driving is not over. We need to get behind this family who's suffering right now because the mother's house is being shot up, Brother Donnell and his mom. I would really like to get his story some more legs and some more exposure. I think it's a shame. And I think this is an example of why the community does not fuck with the elected officials and the powers that be in this city. And when you hear clueless police officers come into the community and tell the people what they need to be doing to help them do their jobs, this is why it's all jargon to us. This is why it all sounds like, well, womp. Because we know for a fact that you really can't protect us, or you have no interest in protecting us. And the minute we do stand up for our community, you allow certain things to happen to us, because ultimately you have a conflict of interest. You have no interest in helping the foundational Black Americans in the city of Milwaukee. It goes against your greater purpose, which is to gentrify the North Side in the first place. So you could give a fuck less about the crime. You can give a fuck less about the murder. This shows that you encourage it. Because God forbid this young brother take it upon himself and go and find this individual, kills him first, right? This shows your disregard for our safety and for our communities. You want this to happen so you can justify getting rid of us. Some of us see it, some of us don't. That's why you got to pay attention to the music. You got to pay attention to the movies. You got to pay attention to the newspapers, to the printed media. You have to pay attention to them trying to place certain images and create certain narratives on Black people that just aren't true and aren't based on any fact, unless they're facts that were established from the belief of a stereotype. If it's deeper than you can really phantom, get back on shore in the shallow water and then try to swim back out here deep with us again. In the meantime, we're going to enjoy our families, enjoy the season. I'm hearing we're supposed to have some good seasonal weather. Well, I feel a little insulted because I didn't get no more. Maybe I got too many bottles of free wine. I didn't get no more invitations to come get no apple spice or nothing. I'm just like, okay, well, Will ain't with me no more.
That shit was polished off as soon as it was made, man.
Right. I don't know if your friend just killing our stock. Like, he don't say no, do he? So, but I'm sure I'll get a some reserve at one point. Man, y'all need to know, man, regardless of all the shit we talk on this show, Outlaw Radio, I can speak for my co-host. We love the community. We love our people, and we love being Black. And that's why we choose to have conversations so we can get some understanding. But the fact of the matter is, if you a simp, you a simp. I'm just joking. If your criticism of the community outweighs your contribution, you probably a simp. Oh, I mean a coon. I'll see y'all Monday. Peace and love, man.
Peace.
I'll see y'all Monday, man.